Are we going?
Yep, we're going.
I have half a beer. You all are.
Yeah, half a beer. Yep.
Good.
I better pick up. There's Dutch Boy. It's not Dutch Boy. Are we recording yet?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's the first ever Fucko's GarageCast. So,
Presented by Circus 66 Wheel Club.
Yeah. Yep.
Get that out of the way.
So, I get a lot of people asking me what Circus 66 is and what the, where do I get that name from and what's the wheel club. The wheel club, it's a wheel club. It's anything with wheels on it. Goddamn fucking mosquito. It's anything with fucking wheels on it, It'd be motorcycle. Kinda don't let everything in, but, certain, you gotta build it yourself is really what it is. It's a builder stuff.
Right, it's more of an aspect of the pool. I mean,
right.
You built it. It's something you created with your own hands. It looks good.
So
we'll accept it.
Right. And
as long as you keep progressing, I mean, that's the whole idea behind this. We keep progressing, and we're here for each other to be able to move forward on whatever we're doing.
Right. And so the Circus 66, that name itself, it came, that was the year that Butch was born. That's kind of why, I don't know, Butch was he was a unique kind of guy. He was a hot rodder to the core, and unfortunately he had an untimely death, so kind of do that to, memorialize his name a little bit. So, I mean, Circus 66, he was born in 1966, so that's kind of where I got that from. So, and he was anything with wheels on it. He customized anything he put in front of him. It didn't matter what it was. So,
it's a good way to do it.
Yeah. You gotta try and not have these long, quiet pauses.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
It's a good thing we're
so.
I'm not there yet, but when I start talking, I don't stop, so that's a good thing.
It takes a while to get used to being in front of the camera. It took me a good while.
Yeah, it took you a little bit.
When did we start recording for just regular postings on YouTube?
Oh shoot, I probably started doing YouTube.
You started
would have been.
Was it about the same time you started Tommy's Cadillac?
No, it was when I did the white truck. When we built the white truck in 3 days.
That's right. That was a disaster.
That was just before the shit show.
Yeah, just before the shit show last year.
Yeah, so
thrown in the mix of.
That would have been right around February, March of last year.
Yeah, it was nice last year, so it was probably March.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't nice this year, but it was March.
So yeah. So I started in March, and all through the summer and stuff, I always had the camera shoved in your guys' face, doing all kinds of different stuff.
I think the turning point was when I did when I ripped out that bike, kind of decided to take the camera into my own hands and go with it.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest one. You took the camera a couple times, you'd get into it a little bit, but.
Well, it started to find it was more fun. Like, the more I was in front of the camera, the more I was talking to it, the more comfortable it was becoming. More stupid shit that I'd do on camera. It kind of helped.
Well, that's the way I wanted it to be, because I think the group of people that were around, there's such great camaraderie. So I wanted to capture that and, actually make it something, capture what was real and put it in front of people, to not be a produced TV show, a reality show.
Right, and trying to, catch us goofing off as it's actually happening versus trying to create a skit.
Right, to be authentic.
Which is kind of hard to get used to, I'll say that. You don't really goof off in front of the camera like you think you would until you get used to it.
Yeah, and you can tell people who fake it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
They've got this demeanor about them where you can tell that they're hamming it up.
Right. And then you got people like Eric, another member of Circus 66. When you first started running around with that camera, he'd realize where the camera was pointed, right at him, and he'd step off screen.
Yeah.
Right, he would blatantly look at the camera. You could see his facial expression change.
He'd drop whatever tool was in his hand and just walk away. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, trying to.
There's a camera there. Can't have that.
Well, you were kind of like that too. Like, you just get quiet. Like,
I shut up.
You didn't.
I
Yeah,
shut up.
Which is unusual for you, because you usually don't shut the fuck up.
That's shocking,
So.
actually.
But
Yeah, you want to shut Jeff up? Put a camera in front of him. He
Not
clams up
anymore.
like a freaking shy 5-year-old.
Not anymore.
No, not no more.
No, it's
So I said, and that's what's cool about it. Like that's what. That's what I like. Like I knew it would take some time for everybody to get used to it, but now that everybody's starting to get more comfortable with the camera, they're being more their naturally themselves, their natural characters. You know, and it's becoming more real. So it is starting to capture what I wanted it to capture.
Yeah, so you definitely have some getting used to. 'Cause it's
I
gonna
got
be around.
Snapchat. Okay, I got Snapchat last week. Look at me go.
Oh, Snapchat camera versus that camera
Yeah,
right there.
It's a start, baby steps, you know.
Baby steps. But I'm just saying, Snapchat camera versus that GoPro right there, completely different feel.
You know,
Like,
Snapchat
'cause
is pretty exciting. So
You don't realize it at first. Once you realize what goes on that camera goes on YouTube. It's not just for somebody's Facebook. Or, yeah, this is a little bit of a game changer
That's
there.
alright.
Yeah,
Fucking
Snapchat.
movie
It's just
star.
YouTube don't disappear like Snapchat does. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
Snapchat only reaches a very small audience compared to what YouTube is.
Yeah, I think
Because
I have like 8 people that I've accepted.
Ah, yeah.
I'm comfortable with
You're
those 8
getting
people though,
You're
so
getting it.
you know it's pretty
You're,
good.
you're better off than I have. Hold on, wait. I'll tell you exactly how many I have.
Okay, I might have 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
I'm not sure. Something like that.
I don't know. I have added a couple people. I'm still learning to use the.
And 2 of them are you guys, so
Right.
yay!
Oh,
I have 6.
the little yellow square
Oh.
thing.
Be honest,
symbol
you
one
are
thing.
don't even
so
count.
uncool.
But so
It's a loyal.
what I wanted to do to start this podcast, the reason I wanted to start it was to kind of talk about what goes on in the garage, and it's I'd like to talk to other people and see what their experiences are and what they do. It could be a garage, a barn, whatever.
As long as you're
Whatever
wrenching
you're working on.
something.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be a pedal bike.
it don't matter what it is.
Pedal
Like you're a
bike.
pinstriper.
Right.
How'd you get into that? Like what got you into that? What made you pick up a brush? Like
Just always went to car shows and they fired all pinstriping. And then I had a friend that surprised me with a bunch of shit to get started. 2010 for my birthday. And that's how it all started. And then I just started painting every single day for hours and hours till like 3 in the morning. That's what happened.
What, in terms of, the way you do your work or where you get your inspiration from, is it pretty much anything goes when it comes to your inspiration, or is there?
Vaginas.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, I
heard
guess
that, yeah, I mean that's
kind of goes.
a good look.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
really.
somehow it just keeps happening. Yep, so
Um,
vaginas are inspiring.
But I mean,
Is that a new
Doug
trend for
Dorr.
you lately, or
Was a big inspiration.
who's that?
Doug Dorr.
Oh, Doug Dorr,
Was
yeah.
a big inspiration. And
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram. He's got some
I
cool stuff.
probably
Nicest
should follow
guy.
her on
Yeah.
Instagram. That's one thing I need to do since we're starting this is.
Von Dago's one
Pick-
of the nicest guys too. And then both of those
I don't
guys.
think
Von
I know who
Dago?
Von Dago is.
Yeah, both of them
Von
have been
Dago's-
big helps.
He's got his own line of brushes, doesn't
Yeah. Big fan of the brushes, by the way.
he? Yeah.
But Doug Dorr is awesome. When I first started, I would ask him for, I'd have questions, like weird questions about curves and shit, because it's weird, because you gotta,
Right.
it's kind of like a boat wheel, I don't know whatever they're called. And you gotta turn it and stuff if you're using a sword brush. So, like, he
Right,
explained
it's-
all of that to me.
It's
and,
very tricky. You got to roll that in your
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah,
He
it's
was
definitely
really
not
cool
easy.
for that.
Like I've given it a whirl, and it's definitely not as easy as it, And I
Yeah.
like it, but I don't have the patience for it. Which a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, well, how can you not pinstripe, but you can do all this real meticulous, like the airbrushing and panel work, lowrider style paint jobs with the panels and the flake and the glitter.
That is completely different from pinstripe.
It is, but yeah, it
running
is.
tape
But it's like
lines.
when you look at it, Yeah, you're running tape lines, but you're also, you're painting pattern stuff, but there's a lot of work. It's real meticulous, it's a lot of stuff packed into one, one area.
I'm not.
So, I mean,
I'm not
you painted,
yeah.
you painted before, so.
Yeah, it's different. I thought it was amazing at first. Like, I started, I was like, okay. Did like 1,000 straight lines and 1,000 curved lines. Had these like panels, these glass panels that I would work on.
Right.
I'd get done with the design, I was like, but it's amazing. And then I show people and they're like, oh, that's huge. Like my lines were all really big, so I started focusing on getting my lines really thin. And I can do really thin lines now.
Oh yeah, it's really easy to blotch up a line and
yeah,
get a big fat line. The consistency is some motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Trying to keep that line consistent.
That is definitely my downfall, because I'll start off and I'll start pulling a great line, and the next thing I know, I'm digging in, just leaning into it, going, I wasn't supposed to do that. And that was, speaking of glass panels, was really great is the old computer desks where they took the monitor and mounted it down in the desk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And there was a glass panel over it.
It was almost like the old arcade games.
Yeah.
Where you'd walk up to a flat table like
Right.
this with a joystick and a couple buttons, and the TV was down in there.
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, that's what they had over at Wildtech when I was there.
Okay.
So we'd go over there, sit down, and they had these printed out a bunch of stencils for those who were trying to construct. You could tape it on the underside, trace it out.
Oh yeah, kind of like a fucking projector.
Kind of,
Type
sort of.
of,
I mean, there's a couple kids that did
Like a
it.
light box.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple kids that did it, and I just wanted to pull lines and see what I could do, and I sucked at it. I mean,
So how's your forge going? You started foraging.
I did.
How's that working out for you?
Ran out of fuel for the forge, and I just haven't bought any yet. I started making a pair of tongs for it, then I got halfway through it, and started making Mother's Day gift and all of it, and they actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of that on Facebook.
Yeah.
They look like turned out pretty nice.
The little pint jar mason,
Mason jar?
yeah, little pint mason jar holders. Throw a little LED candle in there, and I mounted those brackets that I made to it was actually supposed to be a shelf, little corner shelf. So I just,
Oh,
sits
that piece of wood that you used?
That piece of wood that I used is supposed to be a corner shelf.
Okay.
So, it's got the 90 degree.
Right.
And then it's
Curves up.
raised.
Yeah.
So I mounted that down low and figured she could mount some, pictures or something of her grandkids
Yeah.
up above it. Or, she decided she was going to do, apparently you can get, stickers that looks like etched glass or something.
Oh, cool. So she's adding to it then.
Yeah, so she's
That's
adding
cool.
to it.
That's cool.
So it's going to look even better than what it did when it
When you finished
came
it.
out of the forge,
Right.
so to speak.
That's pretty cool. That's
No,
you legitimately made your mother her Mother's Day gift. That's
I
That's
did.
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And I
She
Now, what'd you
really
make that?
likes
Did you
it,
make that
too.
out of the re-rod from the wall at work that we knocked down?
Yeah,
that
that was
what
from the rerun.
From the
And I
rerun?
took it was a half-inch rerun, and I actually drew down sections of it and turned it into quarter-inch round pretty much, and formed it.
Now you
it's
squared
got-
that off, didn't you? When you took that
Sort of,
re-rod and
and-
drew it
yeah.
out, and then you kind of squared it off.
Well,
so-
in the process, I took and turned it into a square, so that way it was easier to watch what I was doing.
right.
So I took a half-inch round rod pretty much, because that's what rerod is. It's round. Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
I took, I hammered, pretty much hammered 4 sides onto it for a stretch of material, and at that point I started drawing it out, which in turn not only does it, lengthen it, but it narrows it too. So I mean that was a lot of work. Swinging a 4-pound hammer is a pain in the fucking ass.
Oh yeah, the 4 pounds gets heavy fast.
Dude, my arm hurt for a couple days.
It's kind of like splitting wood.
I can do that for hours on end and not feel it the next day.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, but you're not swinging as much though with it when you're splitting wood. Really, you're not.
Right. When
you
you're
got a lot
splitting
of-
wood, you got
a lot of repetition.
swing, stop, set back up. So when you're hammering on metal, you know, it's constant swing.
Right.
You're pretty much working that all the way through the heat. So once it starts, you know, once it goes from, you know, that cherry orange, that orangish glow, to pretty much back to that metal color, you know, you're still hitting on it. Once it cools down, you kind of planish out your hammer marks and throw it back in the forge. And that was definitely a new experience. You know, it's nothing like swinging those little.
So what got you going on that? An Instagram post or
YouTube?
YouTube. Seems like YouTube is a big inspiration for a lot of money.
It really is. Because I was
watching this video and I seen this guy, and next thing I know, I got my own.
Right. I started off watching Alex Steele. At the time.
Now he's
British.
British?
He's
Yeah.
British,
Okay.
Yeah. At one point, he was the UK's youngest blacksmith.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty cool. You
See,
know,
I subscribe to him, but I've yet to watch a single one of his videos. Like, the only videos I've really watched are the ones that I watched with you when you turn it on.
I don't turn it on that often because.
No.
I mean, to be honest,
at least not around me.
I'm not recommending anybody do this, but on the drive from work to home at the end of every day, my phone goes right above the radio, and Alex Steele comes on. I have a half-hour drive. He takes up half of it.
I do that so much with fucking
God.
Joe Rogan and fucking Bert Kreischer. I have those two on my fucking phone when I'm driving down the road. But see, the thing is like,
that's
if it's a
podcast,
yeah, so you can totally like zone it out.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it.
And like sometimes, like on my phone's set up where if you hold the little square button, because I got on the LG, if you hold the square button on the right, it'll drop into, you can do a dual screen, so you can literally pull up two screens at one time. Well, if you hit the home button, it'll take you right to the home, and it won't shut off YouTube. Because normally if you're watching YouTube on your phone and you hit the home button, it just closes everything out and it shuts YouTube off.
Yeah.
Well, if you do the dual mode and then hit home, it'll take it away. So a lot of times I can do that. I'll do that on purpose. Is that way there's nothing on my screen and I'm not watching anything. I'm just listening to it, but I'm listening to it off of YouTube.
I have that on my phone and I don't know how to use it. I always have this by accident, but I know what you're
Yeah, no, you gotta just, let me see your phone up there.
But, I mean, yeah, at that point in time, I started watching him. I figured that, you know, someday I'll make a forge.
Right.
Well, me and those someday projects, they don't really last long as someday projects. So, I mean, I figured, I ended up with this material that I could have made a forge out of. You know, I took a.
Your phone's different.
Well, I have a.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I took a 16-inch steel. I think it was 15 or 16-inch steel wheel, and I cut the center out of it, and took a brake rotor, and dropped it in there.
I don't know. Your phone's stupid.
And managed to make a forge out of that. You know, with some metal pipe for running the, you know, air duct for it.
Yeah.
Force feed air into it.
I watched a guy on YouTube do that, but he did that. He used the brake rotor like you did with the steel piping on the bottom, but instead of using a wheel, he got an old push mower, old lawnmower.
I've seen those too, and apparently those work really well.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
People will dump bags of like tons of coal onto that one. Not literally tons, but I figure a couple 5-gallon buckets full of coal.
Right.
And just as they need it, they'll shove. Which I've been using charcoal. You know, anywhere from hardwood charcoal to, you know.
How's that working out for you? Does that burn up quick, or is that?
Oh, it burns up really quick.
Does it? Makes good heat though, don't it?
I think coal will get hotter.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
But it gets hot enough for what I've been doing.
Okay. I think there's a place in Flint. I have to get a hold of a guy that I used to work for. He used to heat a shop with coal, and he knows where there's a place in Flint that, unless you already know. But
no, I don't, because
I can call him. And I think you got to buy it by a truckload. Like, you know, you go over there and they'll give you, they got like a front end loader and they'll go, you know, big old fucking scoop and they'll go throw it in the back of your truck.
Well, see, the thing, I went from watching Alex Steele, which I still watch him. He does some good work. Most of his is, you know, a lot of his is Damascus. He
does a lot of Damascus work, yeah.
He really likes that, you know, pattern Damascus, which is, I mean, but he's also been doing bladesmithing lately, so.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I do see his notifications, and I see, you know, a lot of his thumbnails. But
you know, I've gone back in a lot of his older stuff. He's gone everywhere from, you know, making hammers. I mean, he did an order for 70 some odd of hammers. He made his own. He's made striking anvils, which is just a big chunk of steel with a hardy hole in it for holding tools. He's doing a lot of blade work, which is really. I mean, it's fine and dandy. It's just not something I like the decorative. If you can sit there and make something by hand, be it furniture or just these different, different wall decorations that are made by hand and steel.
Right.
That's what I want to do. That's what I want to get into. Be it, just picture frames.
It's kind of
or
like that artesian shit you see at Walmart that was
Right.
made in China. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I like that.
And they
it's
sell
like $3, like,
Right.
but it's just like some bullshit.
Right.
I really want him to do some table legs for me.
And then people who buy it, they get home, they hang it on the wall, and the kids run around, it falls, it breaks. No, I want to make that shit for real. Like,
Right.
I want to make it by hand. It's going to be more expensive, obviously.
Oh, yeah. But
Once I get to that point, the quality is going to be there.
The quality's so much more, though.
You could I want to make something that you could take and throw across a parking lot and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, right.
Right. And if it does get messed up, you can bring it back to me and get fixed.
Right.
That's kind of what I want to have. That's whether I'm going to get into selling it or just making it for myself. I don't know. We'll find out. But I mean, the forge that I have, it's okay. Definitely want to make a propane forge.
Yeah. Probably be a little more efficient.
I know another inspiration I had was another UK blacksmith, Daniel Moss.
I've never heard of him.
You can find him on YouTube. He's the one that turned me on to the Forging It Forward page on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah, and
since I joined
that page too.
that was another big inspiration.
Man, I can't remember that guy's name. There's a guy. He builds those tire hammers, the power hammers, the tires.
Oh,
He
yeah,
uses a
yeah.
tire, like a spare tire, and makes power hammers.
There's a few guys with different.
Yeah, but there's that one guy. He's got there was a guy. I guess from my understanding, there was a guy who made one and made designs for it, like made actual blueprints, and this other guy got a hold of him and was like, hey, let's cut an agreement. I want your plans. I want to start building these hammers to sell, And so, however they worked it out, this guy, he builds these power hammers, with a little electric motor. I think it's a 3/4 horsepower electric motor that basically, I think, because you got your spare tire, your little donut tire from a car that he uses, and then he welds a plate on it and then offsets the hammer. So when the tire spins, it causes the up and down motion for the power hammer. But he's got that little side motor, and it's basically friction drive. And I believe that motor just leans into the tire.
Right, it's going to be on
and
a pedestal that you step
and the
on.
more you step on the pedal, the harder it leans into the tire, which causing it faster to spin faster.
Which I wouldn't.
But it's super rudimentary, and I'm sure you could probably build one, And I was talking to him, and I think he wants he charges what $3,500 or something. It's $30. Yeah, you can buy.
You buy the plans off.
You can buy the plans for
$30.
$30, or you can buy a hammer ready to go. He'll build it, paint it, and ship it to your house for $3,500. Which is not bad, because if you look
no, power hammers are ridiculous.
Right, they're super
very
expensive. Yeah, and I want to say the cheapest one I found is a Bailey hammer, and those are almost $7,000. So, and this guy's making them out of his backyard, and he numbers every one. He welds a number into every one, and I believe he's working on number 58 right now. So he's made 58 of them hammers and shipped them all over the U.S.
I believe it.
So obviously, if people are still buying them from him, he's making a quality tool at an affordable price. Because $3,500 for a power hammer, that's awesome. I'm seriously considering getting one. If I can ever get a bigger place one day with more space, then I can,
One day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be sooner than you expect.
So,
but nonetheless.
We'll see what happens, but no. So that would be, because I contacted the guy I was talking to him, and basically he just makes flat anvil or flat hammer surfaces. Basically just he builds them for forging. What he does, just for pounding out, hot hot steel. And I was talking to him. I'm like, do you make other heads for this? You know, for like sheet metal workers. You know, for forming and making sheet metal. And he doesn't, but he has seen guys who have made their own, what do you call them, dies, I guess, their own dies for his hammers. You know, they build them in their shop for the hammer that they bought off of him, you know, to do sheet metal work with it. So, and he said that there's guys doing all kinds of crazy stuff with his hammers that he's built. You know, they buy the hammer from him and then modify it to be able to do what they want it to do, and because not everybody forges with these hammers.
Right. And, I mean, even if you don't have, you know, the time or, you know, maybe the experience, I started following somebody on Instagram. I'll have to look up the name. But he is he does a lot of Pomax.
Pomax?
Yeah.
Like Pomax power?
Yeah, he does a lot of dies for Pomax. He sells Pomaxes, I think.
Okay.
But he does a lot of dies for them. I'm sure he can do it.
Yeah. Well, the way that his dies are set up is he just takes a piece of flat steel and then welds a solid chunk of steel on top of it.
Oh, yeah. No.
And it's just got like 4 bolts on each side that hold it down.
Oh, and it's interchangeable.
So to actually,
I mean, as long as you
for
have,
us to make one in our own garage would be super easy, you know.
Right. And I mean,
And I
since you're
believe
doing
there's,
sheet metal, it's got that knuckle, and then the top die has the indent for that knuckle. So I mean, you're doing something like this. And,
right. Yeah.
you know, as it's coming down,
Right.
So I mean, as long as they're square.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have.
Yeah, they're not, as long as they're lined up and not off, and you're gonna break your die.
You know, whereas like that Harbor Freight one that I have that runs off the.
You got a plunishing hammer.
Yeah,
it's
a
plunishing hammer. Yeah.
Like I could probably.
Which that's more like find about your plunishing hammer from Harbor Freight.
I have that Harbor Freight plunishing hammer, which
Yeah.
you know, I could probably drill and tap for set screws to hold the bottom die, but because it's going to be ran by an air hammer up top.
Yeah, that's more of a finish hammer though. That's for getting your fine detail.
Which that was another reason why I actually built this forge, is because Harbor Freight doesn't sell replacement dies for them. So since I had it for so long and lost all the dies, I have this planishing hammer that's completely fucking useless to me.
Right.
So,
could you fit a regular air hammer in there?
Yeah, that's what's in it. Is a regular air hammer. Like, I could probably take my Matco air hammer, shove it in there.
Now, does that have a foot control on it?
Yeah, it's got that.
So you know what you could do? Okay, and it's got a 3/8 NPT valve on it?
Yeah, just your standard, airline,
right.
quarter-inch.
Is it quarter-inch? I thought it was 3/8.
Quarter-inch is standard.
Oh, whatever. You could almost take that and put that foot pedal on the air hammer and then zip tie the pedal down. Or zip tie the trigger down.
Trigger down.
Yeah, let's say zip tie the trigger down and then use the foot pedal to run it. Right.
All I have to do is shove, the die in the.
And then at that point, you got an actual air hammer.
Yeah.
So you could put anything, and you can get all kinds of different attachments for an air hammer.
Like seriously, I could shove a punch in there, heat up a piece of metal, and create a freaking, pretty much make my own dimple die.
Right.
With that air hammer. Just lean on it and let it do what it's got to do.
Right. Now, how strong is that the C frame that it's attached to? Does that thing flex a lot, or?
I don't know, because I've never actually used it.
Oh, okay.
It's I think it's what, 1.5 inches by.
Have you ever used the Harbor Freight?
Maybe 2.5 inch tubing that it's. I mean, I'm sure if it was bending and flexing in some spots, could probably add in some sort of ribbing along the tubing.
Right. Have you ever used one of the Harbor Freight English wheels?
No, I haven't.
I've seen a lot of people. No, a little bit, but I don't think I haven't really used one enough to really use it as what it's used for. Like, I've used it where I've cut out a section on a couple cars, that have been hit. And they're all banged up and stretched and stuff, and so you just kind of take it and run it through there and flat smooth it out instead of, But I've never actually used it to, create metal or create shape with.
I mean,
but I see them all the time. I see people I think they're decent. I mean, obviously it's a Harbor Freight. You're talking, you're not talking a Bailey's or a fucking, not JD Squared, but I can't remember. But you're not talking something of quality like that.
Woodward Fab. It's not Woodward Fab.
Yeah.
You know, in all honesty, Tommy Rockets work. They have a Woodward Fab English wheel that they don't like because it flexes when they use it.
You know what though? I think just about any fucking English wheel's got some flex to it. I don't think
Right.
Like, cause
and if it's that big of a deal, there's ways to make it not.
Right, but
if you know how to use a welder, you can make that fucker not flex.
I've seen Voodoo Larry complain about the flex out of English wheels. You know, and I believe he's got a pretty stout English wheel that
Like-
he's actually spent good money on.
But I mean, the concept behind an English wheel is to move metal. If you're wrenching that fucker down, trying to move metal fast, you're doing it. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're gonna overwork it.
Right.
It's not something that gets done fast. If you're wanting to move it fast, you need to make some sort of plastic buck that you can, form it to.
Well, that's kind of where the power hammer comes into play.
Right.
You get the power hammer to move the metal quick and fast, and
Right.
drastic moves, and then you use your English wheel to kind of
Your English wheel is more of a subtle curve type.
Yeah.
Tool.
Right.
I mean, if you're doing like a roof panel, like a lot of people,
Yeah.
if you're doing a roof
Well,
panel,
my buddy
that's the tool
Polly,
to use, not a power hammer.
right? But my buddy Polly, I know he's used the English wheel to create like the C pillars on like an old a chop top, like a 50 chop top. The back sail panel on a C pillar.
You can do it.
How it curves.
Yeah.
It's got the curve and then it comes down and into the trunk.
Right.
He's made those on English wheels before.
English
You know.
wheels are probably the easiest tool to get reverse curve out of without stressing too much. I've watched
Well, right,
videos
because
where
it's
because it's not a drastic change
no,
in material.
it's right.
I've
And all you
watched-
do is because an English wheel only curves one way.
Right.
So if you're working it and you get a curve going like this,
Right.
all you got to do is pull it out and flip your sheet metal and start going the other
Right.
way.
You can round
and
it
then you're
this
gonna
way.
end up with a
and
curve.
if you need something,
you know, with
if
a
you need to
reverse
go
curve
the
in it.
opposite way in the middle,
Right.
that's going to do it.
Right.
If you're looking to do it quick, a power hammer with dies on it, I mean, that's the best way to go. But that's a learning curve all in and of itself. You can take a piece of metal, run a nice arch in it, turn around and go, I need it to go the opposite way. You start working it. If you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you're ripping shit in half.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not going to start at the seat, at the edge of the panel. It's going to start right in the middle.
Yeah.
And by the time you realize you've done it, you're going to pull it out of the whatever tool you're using, and as soon as it's going to go like this, it's going to open up like a fucking blooming flower.
Right. Oh no, you can. Yeah, as much as you can create pieces
reverse
of
curves
art,
are motherfucker.
you can definitely destroy a lot of shit fast too.
Oh yeah.
And I think
that's
and that's really
anything, really.
right, exactly. And really that's the only way to learn too. Is just to really get in there and do it. And you're gonna fuck it up. Ain't nobody started out being perfect. People start out and they kind of have a knack for it and they got a hand for something. Where they're like, they might be a little bit better than the next guy off the start for whatever reason. Why, I don't know. Motherfucker, I'm chasing you.
Yeah. Gotcha, bitch.
But there's always room for improvement, and the day that you stop learning is the day you give up. If you consider yourself that you've learned everything there is to learn, then you're done. It's all downhill from there.
I mean, that was another reason why I started forging. I mean,
Fucker.
I've always been in the automotive industry in terms of being around it. My uncle, he has his own custom shop.
Right.
Great customs. I've been around it since pretty much, day one, really. I mean,
Yeah. I think what really
Families always had
got me
cars.
fired. See, like I'm kind of like, my grandfather used to build, or used to do restorations, and my grandfather's always kind of fucked around with pretty much anything in front of him. My dad's always kind of been a farmer, but what kind of really got me into it was, I'm gonna say probably in the early 2000s, when that fucking chopper craze hit, when Boyd Coddington got a TV show, because I used
when
to.
it was all billet and
Yeah, when it was all billet aluminum and tweed interiors.
billet aluminum, tweed interiors, and
But that
two-tone fucking paint jobs with the fucking jagged fucking pinstripes.
yeah, or a tribal break.
Or the heartbeat.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
I'm really, you know what? I
But
don't wanna offend
that's kind of
anyone,
what really
so-
got me, because before the TV shows came out, because at that time when those TV shows came out, that was like nothing that anybody's ever seen before, you know.
Right.
The whole custom world was really still pretty underground. It was those TV shows that really kind of brought everything up to mainstream.
That's true.
And before that, I would always, you know, I'd save whatever money I could find, and I'd go buy, what is it, $6 or $7 I think it used to cost for a trucking magazine. You know, that's back when they were like dictionary thick. You know, trucking magazine used to be fucking that thick. Now it's just like a little fucking leaflet like this, and it's bullshit. But I used to ride my bike up to the party store.
Mini
Yeah.
trucking.
Been-
I love mini
Dude,
trucking.
Well,
How
see,
did you not-
I like trucking versus
was-
mini trucking better.
Tribal was life back then.
Right, but I like trucking better than mini trucking because trucking also had lifted trucks. I've always been a lifted truck kind of guy. You know,
I was lowered before.
so I
Don't
mean I like the lower trucks, and they had their own uniqueness to them, which was cool. They were usually a little bit more wild than the lifted trucks, which I really dug.
That's
You know,
some cool shit.
but the thing
Friends
is,
with
The
like-
trucks had basic paint jobs.
Yeah, they were different. They're not like they are
and if
now.
the paint
you
jobs
know?
were extreme, they were ghosted in.
Well, that was the thing though back then. Ghosted flames and ghosted graphics back then. That was the trend.
Well, yeah, that was the big
But
trend.
but that's what I used
I
to
mean-
do though. Is I'd go and get those magazines, and I would just sit there for hours and for weeks flipping through the same book, looking at the same pages, reading the same articles. You know, I remember when I first started doing it, they're like, yeah, we're gonna put a roll pan on the back. I'm like, what the fuck is a roll pan? I didn't know what the fuck a roll pan was. You know, I'd read it and I'd sit there and I'd read this book and I'm like, roll pan. What's a roll pan? What's a roll pan? And I'm like, well, it's on the back of the truck. There's no bumper on it. Maybe that's that thing they're talking about. It's shaped like it's just smooth. Like, okay.
Right.
And then I found, you
We're
remember
talking about the Cali combos.
Yeah. Well, what kind of really, when I pieced it together is when I seen the first Godfather. Remember Godfather Customs?
Yep. That
They
was a
had
big
their
name for
ads.
Fucking mini truck.
Yeah, they had their ads, and they would advertise sheet metal fucking roll pans. So and it had a picture of it, and it said roll pan. So obviously I'm like, oh, okay.
When it came to
But
trucking,
there was a learning curve there. But the thing is, it was a magazine, so you didn't see the stuff in action. You just seen pictures of it. So you seen it lowered, or you seen it, you know, pushed up in the front, you know, dragging tail end with throwing sparks. But you never actually seen it in motion. So when them shows came out, everything was in motion. You seen the choppers in real life. You seen the lowriders in real life. You know, you got to go to California, and you didn't have to leave your fucking bedroom. You know.
And you had three big names. You had the Godfather Custom.
Yeah.
You had Thorbeck Brothers.
Which used
Suicide
to be, they were
Doors.
Suicide Doors.
Suicide
They were, I don't
Doors.
think they were Thorbeck Brothers back then. I think they were Suicide Doors.
And then, thanks to Boyd Coddington, you had Colorado Customs.
Was that a boycotting company?
That was not a Boyd Coddington company, but they were a company that did low price billet, or not so much billet, but the aluminum ones with the matching.
Yeah, and then there was it Billet Trends?
Was it billet?
That was
Billet Trends was more of a styling concept, wasn't it?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
I'm talking about.
But that was
there was another big name with styling concepts. That was another big name when it came to buying stuff.
And then
that was
Servants or Servenis or however you say it.
I don't remember that one, but I mean
that was all out of the
everything you looked
fiberglass
up-
body kits because that kind of fell in with like when the Fast and the Furious shit came out and they started putting fiberglass body kits on everything.
Everything?
Fucking everything, dude.
With your Blitz body kits?
Yeah.
The Blitz.
Yup.
You remember that with the big old fucking fog light cut out? You could either not cut it out or cut it out, and you had the fucking 9-inch fucking fog lights down on your fucking bumper.
Yeah, the fucking
because
9-inch fog
Subaru.
lights. Right. Yep.
Fucking everybody wanted that fucking Subaru RS look.
Yep.
Here comes this fucking Focus ST with the fucking another Blitz body kit. Oh look, he didn't even paint that one.
Dude, there were so many cars that drove around with no body kits. It's almost like the pre-runner deal. Like, it's like, how long are you gonna drive your fucking pre-runner truck around with fucking white fenders on it? Like, for real.
Right. No, everybody would get these fiberglass body kits. They put them on. They would never actually fit them, making them actually
Dude,
fit
and the thing
car.
is those things didn't fit at all.
No.
They fit like total dog shit.
It took a fucking fiberglass genius to make that shit work.
Dude, you
literally had
give
two
it to a
types
shop
of
and they
people.
literally had 40 hours, 40 to fucking 80 hours making this goddamn body kit fit.
You had two types of people. The people who fucking screw that shit on straight out of the fucking package, and the shit they'd be driving around, shit flopping around like a fucking loose pussy. And the
Dude, how many
motherfucker-
fucking body
the
kits did you see
motherfuckers-
with fucking wood screws in that motherfucker, dude?
Every single one. Because you had those guys, and then you had the ones that fucking molded it to the cars.
Yes.
Smooth.
Shaved it.
Yeah.
You know how much shit was shaved with fucking body?
Everything
with
was
fucking
shaved.
Bondo?
And then fucking 5 years later, you look at the doors and you got these fucking door handle rings that are just
Dude, 5 years later, it wasn't even 5 years later, it was just the first fucking hot day. You get a hot day and you can see that bitch in the paint and a big old fucking ring. Well, I know where your door handles used to be. You know?
I could cut that shit out and put factory back in.
Right. Yup.
I can let it sit out in the sun for a half hour and you got it.
Fuck yeah.
My favorite was the ones who had the molded on body kits. Fucking first car show on a fucking very hot day. You go out there and all of a sudden their molded body kits had seams.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers would be cussing up a storm.
I remember when I used to live down in Mount Clemens, I'd go down to this guy's house who lived on 8 Mile in Lincoln. And he had this neon in there that had, it was actually in the magazines, that it was used by a company. I can't remember what the name of the company was, but it was used for one of their advertising vehicles. And when I seen this and this, you know, I was like, dude, I'm like, where the fuck did you get this car from? Like, this is the car from so-and-so's fucking ad. Like, this is a fucking
Legit.
badass fucking car.
Like shit's legit.
It was a fucking neon, and it had the fucking, like, they took the full headlight out and put, like, they built, like, this black housing for it and then put 2 little projectors in it that were, you know, offset like this. In a black housing. That, and then they took and they had molded flames in the side of this motherfucker. Well, the car came back because the flames were falling off the fucking car because they were molded into the car with fucking Bondo. Like, somebody took and stacked Bondo on the side of this fucking car and then ground it down and shaved it and sculpted it. So this neon had, like, legit fucking flames down the side of it that were fucking, like, 3-dimensional, like,
Dude,
you know?
how long it took people to realize?
But the thing was, is like, the car looked amazing in the fucking magazine, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm like, where'd you get this car from? Then I started looking it over, and I'm like, holy fuck, this thing's a pile of shit.
Because they took pictures of it right when it was done. So
Probably.
I mean, they're out in the fucking desert on some abandoned road taking pictures of it. And as soon as shit started cracking, like, okay, we're done. Post the shit.
Right. And then
Okay,
they just
guys.
keep using the same picture and the same, for, you know, for different ads,
Right.
you know, for the last fucking 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it was cool then. And I'm hoping that's a trend that doesn't come back.
Oh my god.
I really am.
You know what? It's like, dude, it's so
tweed
crazy.
was cool
Like,
back in like
the thing is like,
late
we look,
90s, early 2000s.
us
and I
being
see
raised in the
people trying
90s.
to put tweet in their shit now, and it's like,
Dude, stop. Don't.
Right.
No, yeah.
hey, where'd the burlap sack come from? Get that fucker off your seat.
But dude,
Seriously, it smells
that,
like potatoes in here.
that used to be the thing, though.
Right?
You know, that was like, if you had a full tweed interior, you know, complete solid tweed, dude, you had a badass ride.
That was the thing.
And now we look at it, we're like, ugh, like, what the fuck were you
My cousin,
thinking?
he had a fucking half-ton Chevy full-size truck on air ride with the C-Knock.
Dude.
It wasn't laying frame.
Right, you remember when fucking spinners came out? Dude, them things were the fucking coolest fucking thing since sliced bread. And now, I don't know if you even see those motherfuckers anymore.
Go to the hood.
Dude, I don't know.
They come
I
in
don't even
random
know if they're
sizes,
still
like
fucking
36 and 30s and maybe even 26.
That's the thing, though.
You gotta go down to the hood where you
boys
got your
down
fucking
there.
Sprite Caprice and your fucking Fanta fucking LTD. I mean,
Right, but the thing is, those boys down there, right, their new thing that they're doing, actually it's not even a new thing, it's always been a thing, but they're trying to get the biggest rim on their car that they can get. And I'm not even
what's
kidding
the
you,
biggest
like,
rim now?
I think it's 36.
I think 36
Yeah.
is the biggest rim you can buy.
Yeah, like production wheel.
Right.
You know,
legitimate
I've seen-
production wheel.
Yeah.
You can go out right now and
buy a
buy
36-inch wheel.
36-inch wheel with tires, mind you.
Yeah,
With tires.
and I'm pretty sure they've got them DOT approved now. So you can get a 36-inch fucking tire that's literally got a sidewall on it, probably about that big. Maybe a little bit bigger.
Smaller.
But maybe
you're
smaller,
talking about
I don't
rubber
know.
bands. I mean, you're talking about
Oh yeah,
fucking
yeah,
rubber
you're
bands.
literally whipping rubber bands, but
And people are driving around fucking
That's
hanging
the
out,
thing, though,
fucking
dude.
spinning their fucking spinners.
well, that's okay.
Still.
It's like that. Yeah, but that everybody's got their trend though, because look at like all the southern boys. They're all whipping their on their trucks, like this one behind me here. They're riding on their 24s or 26s. They're even putting 28s on their dualies. You know, they're
With
slamming
mud
their-
tires. With mud tires.
I don't know if they're doing 28s on mud tires. I know they're doing like 26s. There's a company out there, Fury Off-Road Tires. I believe that they're the only one. They're about the only company out there, I think, right now that makes like a 26-inch tire. That's an off-road tire.
Somebody can correct you in the comments.
So, but you know they're about the only ones. So, but they're running. You know, they got these trucks lifted on 8 inches, and they're running a 26-inch tire that's fucking 16 wide. So they got a 26-inch tire on a 26-inch tire on a 16 wide wheel with 16-inch wide rim.
I had an 8-inch lift in the front and 4-inch in the back. Don't forget that.
Well, that's the more of the Carolina style. You know, well they do a lot in Florida too. Southern Florida they get that a lot too. But that's the thing is like you know, the lifted truck game has changed so much.
Oh, yeah.
Because it used to be 16-inch rims. It was 16 by 12s or 16 by 14s. If you had 14s, you were big dog.
Right.
But it was 16 by 12s on like
goal on the
54s.
lifted, yeah, the goal on the lifted truck was to get the biggest tire.
Biggest
under
mud tire you could fit under
the
that.
biggest
motherfucker,
fucking
dude.
tire, not the biggest rim. It's
No.
changed so much that
Right.
it's not about the tires anymore. It's about the rim. Like, who gives a fuck if the fucking tires even hold air?
Okay, so they went and got some more beer. Eric showed up. We were talking about him earlier. This is the other member of Circus 66 Wheel Club. He's got a pretty cool bike that he put together. That's a 2001?
It's a 99.
99?
On the Shadow, we got a lot of hours into it. Mastermind over here decided that we should put some knucklehead fenders on it, and 3 days later, worth of labor time.
I think it was longer than 3 days later. It was like 3 months later.
Collectively, yeah.
Yeah, if you go on my YouTube channel, you can see bits and pieces of that build going down. He gave me a picture of a set of pipes. Where'd you find it? Just on the internet?
It was the one-off set of pipes. I only one other video or picture I've ever found.
Yeah, he gave me a picture of a set of pipes, and he's like, "Hey, can you build these?" And I'm like, I guess I can try." Like, so that worked out pretty good. So
Duplicating a one-off set that's I've never seen anywhere else.
right. Oh look, you guys are back.
Hey, we rolling?
Hi
What's
guys.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're
We're
rolling.
rolling.
Set your beer down.
Grab a
Let's
beer
get
and
back
go.
in here.
All right.
I think that's yours.
You're gonna take it nonetheless. Ooh, that's warm.
That's hot. I have a freaking burn on my arm from one of those right here.
Well, don't do
Blistered up. No, it was amazing. Thanksgiving, I was like, yeah, look at this.
Hey guys, check this out.
Sweet.
We're actually missing the fourth number, though. Actually, the fifth number. Count B.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Doug?
Mr. Dog gets
Yeah,
right.
well, you know what?
Oh yeah, Mr. Doug of Red Line Brewing in Burton. We'll have to
Busy
get-
man. Busy man.
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
what
you get
else?
that. I mean, when you run your own business, though, you know.
It's time consuming
That
once it
man's
gets
a
going.
true racer and gearhead himself, though.
Yes, he is. Yep. As I think he's probably one of the better. And the thing was, is like, the biggest thing that brought Doug into one of the biggest deciding factors, I should probably rephrase that as like that, is that he knew Butch. And the thing was, is like, Butch didn't drink, Butch didn't smoke. He was a straight edge. But not to say that he didn't have his partying days. And Doug knew Butch back in those days.
Oh, really?
So Doug's been around since way longer than I have. Like, I mean, I probably knew Butch for 6 years before he passed. But, I mean, he would, like, it was kind of weird. Like, Butch kind of took me under his wing in a way that I've never had really anybody, you know, I don't know, maybe I just struck a chord with him. I don't know, you know. But I remember, like, I picked up a 1940 Dodge pickup truck. Yeah, I think it was, 1940 Dodge pickup truck. I've had so many fucking vehicles, I don't even remember.
We tried to count one, and the list was long.
Yeah, it was like fucking almost 70 vehicles
That's
I've
something
owned or
like
something
that.
shit. Yeah. including like
Dude,
motorcycles.
didn't you like try writing it down?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Like I said,
and I was still remembering
Literally,
shit.
the list was long.
Yeah, I was still remembering shit 3 days later. That
Like
shit
it
we
got
didn't
to the
get.
point where you were listing it by color with a number of how many of that color you.
Yeah, he
had.
draws. He draws with crayons.
Yeah. But the thing, I got a 1940 Dodge pickup truck, and I ended up doing some work for it and trading for it, and I posted on Facebook. Well, Butch called me, and there's this local car club called the Nightmares, which is kind of, I don't want to say we're in competition with them, but
We're not. We're a wheel club. They're a car club.
Yeah, yeah.
We're.
But at the same time, like that '56 Cadillac that we just got done building was for a Nightmare.
Yeah.
You know?
And we built it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But
if you want to say, we can,
But the thing is, what I'm getting
we
at
can
though.
knock on their door and go, we're here.
Yeah, right. Well, we kind of did that at the last shit show.
That was a big.
But
knock
Butch
down.
called me just out of the blue. It was a Sunday morning. I was laying in bed. I just woke up. It was like 10:30, and my phone goes off, and it's Butch calling me. And dude, he talked my ear off for like 2 hours straight about this truck and like all the different things we could do with it. And he mentioned that it's old enough to get into the Nightmares because the Nightmares, they've got a restriction. I think it's like pre-64. I think it might even be older than that. It might be like 55. Yeah, like anything newer than I want to say it's like pre-64 because I think it's
Yeah, but
all
they've
along
been
the
around
same.
since before this is steel. So they set the guy.
Perhaps.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, for sure, definitely. And he's like, oh, it's old enough to get into the Nightmares because there's been a few people in that group that like. It's a couple old guys that run that group, and they just they're content with the way that it is, with the group of guys that they got and the camaraderie and the friendship that they have.
No evolution to it, though.
Right, exactly. So there's been a couple guys like Butch, and then there's Tommy Rocket, and Tub. Tub goes back and forth, I think. He's kind of, he does his own thing, and he's kind of like me, where he gets a wild hair up his ass, and he's fucking off in another direction, and then he'll come back to what he was doing, and then he's off again in another direction, But Butch wanted me to get that truck and get into the fucking Nightmares with it, But he fucking talked my ear off for fucking probably 2 hours. And that's just the kind of guy that Butch was. Like, he always had great ideas. And the thing was, is like, all these ideas that he would spit out, he's like, bring that motherfucker over, work on miles. Like, he was down 100%.
Let's do it. Which one you want to do?
Right.
Okay, let's get that done.
Right. And that's kind of, that because of that mentality is kind of what...
That's a lot what you become, though, as far as being Jeff and you, the same thing.
Right, and that's...
We talk to you about something, you're like, bring it over, let's do it.
Right, that's the thing. That's what I wanted with Circuit 66. Was he just like, let's not talk about it, let's fucking do it.
Right. And that's... And that's how I ended
talk
up
is
with...
cheap,
That's how I ended up
and
with
the thing
fucking
is
Forge,
we
too.
can, and the thing is
got
like...
tired of talking about it.
We don't have to do this shit on a fucking $1 million budget. We don't have a $1 million budget.
Right.
We got a fucking $10 budget, and we still gotta buy beer. So we got a fucking $7 budget.
Oh, we got a return budget.
Well, yeah, yeah. So
thank God for bottle returns.
we got to do this shit ourselves. We can't hire it out. And now you got a Forge,
I got a Forge. I got a built fucking Honda Fury that don't look like a Honda Fury. I also got that CB 550.
That was the
going.
thing too. Was with that bike was when you first started talking about building that bike, you wanted to go to Atlantic Customs and buy that bolt-on fender for like what $700 or whatever the fuck they wanted for
Might
it.
as well be.
Yeah.
And it was what
After shipping.
550 plus.
Yeah, whatever it was.
50.
I'm like, dude, fuck that. I'm like, go to this company. Okay, yeah, we could have very well. We all do. Me and you know how to do fiberglass work. We could have laid up our own fender, but for the price that it cost you for that fender, wasn't even worth it to fucking lay up our own fender.
No.
And the only thing you had to do is you had to modify it to mount.
Right.
That was it.
I had to mold that to the frame. That was it.
Yeah.
Which has ended up what I was
And
doing.
you got the look you wanted to for a third of the price.
Right. I mean, all in all.
And then your front fender, you custom made that. You actually laid that up in fiberglass yourself.
Right. I personally stretched that front fender. That's a factory fender that's been stretched 3 inches.
Right.
So now it went from being 8 inches, or what was it, like 6 inches off the ground, down to 3 inches down off the ground. Which, when it comes to a Harley, you buy a dragger fender, that fucker's still fucking sitting 15 inches off the ground. What's the point in that?
Right.
Dragger fender.
No.
Ain't close to dragger.
But it looks like it.
No, it's almost like...
Oh, fucking Harley, fucking bolted that on. Hey, you can't paint it.
Bolt on
It's
bang.
almost
Fuck
like
that shit.
it's like girls' capris for fucking Harley.
Dude, it is too.
Jesus.
I mean,
Girls can freeze from
They're
the
walking around in
the
fucking
ass looks
flood pants
good,
on their
but what
fucking
the fuck's
dragger
up with those
fenders.
legs? Put some lotion on that shit. I mean, seriously, it's like that's what it evolved to. Was I wasn't even planning on doing anything with that front fender, and then here I, you know,
Yeah, but after
while I
you put
was
that
waiting,
back fender on there, you're
I
just
put
looking
that-
at it and you're like, holy fuck, I can't leave that alone.
and I
Like,
still need to fucking get that lowering kit, dude. Drop that ass out.
Yeah, you need to get a lowering spring for that.
I mean,
right?
because
Yeah.
it's still sitting up too high. I could put that bitch in the grass and it looks great. But when I fucking sit on it and it drops down 2 inches,
Yeah.
that's when it really.
But that's all it
looks
is. It's just
And
a
it's just-
lowering spring is all
right.
you need.
It's a stiffer rate spring that'll keep it where you
It's
want
not-
to all the time.
Well, it's
Right.
not even that because the shock is adjustable. It's just a fucking, just
Just a
a string
shorter
that's
spring.
fucking 2 inches shorter.
Yeah. So it won't look like a football helmet stuck on the back of the bike.
That's the best way I've ever thought of it. Yeah.
With the fucking face guard on it.
Football is very, very good to me.
But no, I mean, that was the best. I mean, it saved me $150. Yeah, I had to put extra work into it, but at
Yeah,
the
but at
same
the same
time,
time,
I already had that fucker down to a bare frame.
That's
So what the
yeah.
fuck does it matter?
That's
Right,
similar
right.
to those the knucklehead fenders that he had the mastermind idea to do on my bike.
Well, see, the thing was, is where
That wasn't supposed to be what it was.
No,
You're
it
right.
wasn't.
You're right.
Well, the
That's-
thing was, though, is like,
the cost of
what?
it would've-
Yeah, right. But the thing, where the idea originated from is, when I built that fucking '81 Kawasaki, and I used a Harley fender in the back of it.
Right.
And it fit. It was a Sumax fiberglass fender that I found at a fucking a shipping container that Boomer had behind his fucking shop down in Waterford. And I found a Sumax fender buried back there. Like, oh, this will be great. I fucking bought it off him. I don't even remember what the fuck I paid for it. This was fucking years ago. And I took it home and it fit just right. So when he was talking about doing his bike, I'm like, well, fuck, dude, let's buy a couple of Harley fenders. They'll fit right on that bike. Well,
You didn't even think.
my
that
assumption
through.
is about as far as it went. You know, I thought it. I'm like, if it worked on
I
my
went
bike.
right up to the fucking delivery date and you said, "Oh fuck."
However, the challenge actually that came about it was more beneficial. That's the way I see it, because it was more of a conversation piece then.
Yeah.
All the work that we put into it, everything
Right.
we had to do to make that what it is now,
All right.
Right, exactly.
which made it worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, there's a lot more character in that bike, and there's a lot more pride in it now, because it's not just a fender that we bought and bolted on. Like, yeah, it would have been cool. Like, hey, we took Harley fenders and fit them to this Honda Shadow.
But again, that's if it
Which-
was just a bolt on, we'd do the same as the Harley guys.
Well, sort of, kind of,
I
but
mean-
not really. I mean,
well,
yeah, it's a bolt on, but
realistically, I
it's
mean-
not like you're not going to Screaming Eagle going, oh yeah, let me buy this part and it bolts right the fuck on and we're cool. No, fuck you.
No, you're not.
Right. You
You
still
know?
would have had to take that fucking your fucking mount off the fucking front fender
Right.
and
Yeah. No,
fucking mount that to the fucking.
But
I mean,
so and then so when we got them and we put them on the bike and neither one of them were anywhere fucking close to being where they
I wish
needed
I was
to
there
be.
for that day.
oh.
You know, like something like
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
have
well, fuck.
pictures
I'm
side
like,
by side that they were.
yeah, I'm like, well,
Oh, yeah, I
fuck.
know,
I'm like,
but
you
I
know,
just
I'm like,
like-
let's just send them
I
back
just-
and we'll find something else and do something else. And I was kind of discouraged at that point because I knew we didn't have a lot of time to finish this bike for the show. And I still had to finish my bike.
That
You
was
were building your
The
bike.
big issue.
Yeah, and
Time was-
yeah, oh, the time was definitely of the essence. But it was. I'm like, well, fuck it, send it back. We'll figure out something else. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out. Well, then we looked into the shipping and return costs, and between return shipping and restocking fees, he was gonna lose $300.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why we went with it.
So I'm like, well,
Made it
fuck,
work.
dude. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, this just fucking got real. Like, now we need to do something because I'm not gonna let him lose $300 off of me telling him, yeah, go buy them fenders. They're gonna fit. And then they're fucking way off, and it's like, well, all right, send it back. Well, sorry, you're out of $300. I don't tell you. You know, I wasn't gonna do that. So it's like, well, fuck, you know. We've kind of got like they're kind of what we want. Like they're the fenders. They got the body lines in them because they're the knucklehead fenders. And it's like, well, what do we really got to do to make these fit? You know. And the front fender was fucking easy because it was too wide. So it's like, okay, well, it's too wide to fit between the forks. Well, that's easy enough. Just cut it down, knock fucking, what do we take out? 2 inches?
An inch out of the front.
Was it an inch out of the front?
one.
So we knocked the inch out of the front, narrowed it down, put it on there, and it was actually designed for a 21,
And not a fucking.
and you got, what,
So-
17?
17.
17,
Is yours
yeah.
that low?
17, yeah.
There's 17-inch rim on the front of his bike.
Yeah. That's
And it was
all.
designed for a 21 because the knuckleheads had, well, actually, no, I can't even say. I think the knuckle
It was
did the
for,
knuckles.
for 19,
I
I
don't-
think.
But the way that they were mounted though,
Maybe.
is they
maybe.
lifted way the fuck off because they had Springer front ends.
Right.
So the way that they were mounted way high
To
and
allow
had a
for
bunch
the
of travel
collapse.
in them, so they didn't tuck right around the fender like we wanted his to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to cut it after we cut it down the middle and narrowed it. We had to cut it in half and fucking shorten
They
it.
radius the whole thing.
Yeah,
down
and
to
radius
tighten
it to
that.
fit a 16-inch fucking wheel and tire. So once we did that, we're like, oh, okay, do the back. Well, the back was too narrow. The back wouldn't even fit over the tire itself. Like, you know. And so we had to cut it and widen
by 2
it.
inches.
and then we had to fucking, well, it was a hinge fender to begin with.
So we had to
Right.
make it-
So
make
we had to
one
eliminate
piece.
the hinge for starters, which I really wanted to keep, but the way that things were working, it was
with the bracket and everything. With that
yeah.
hinge,
And then after we had to
make
widen
it.
it, it was like, oh, the hinge is obviously out of the fucking question. So, so we got rid of the hinge, welded the fender solid, and then cut it and widened it, and then the side skirts weren't long enough on it, so we cut out some sheet metal
I remember
and
that.
widened the sides of it so it would go deeper, so it would hug the tire better,
Right.
and hide the tire and more match up to the rim.
Right. And I had it easy.
And that
all
back
my-
fender actually ended up being 11 pieces by the time we were done,
Yeah.
and welded it all back together to be one piece.
like that right there makes me happier about my situation because I didn't have to cut and stretch anything because that front fender was a factory front fender. That came on the bike.
Yeah.
All I had to do was make my mold, rotate it on the fender, stretch it as far as I wanted to, and then fucking bolt it back on and make sure that cut was level.
Right.
The difference was like I could have went and got fiberglass fenders. I think probably made something decent out of them.
Right.
But I had a hard on for steel fenders. I think. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yours is also a fucking outer strut
Yeah.
bike. I mean,
Yeah.
Yours was a monostrut.
yeah, mine's a
Well, yeah,
monostrut.
but you got
Mine-
yours is monostrut, but you
I have
got
that
you
inner
got a steel
structure
structure on the inside.
I
Yeah.
have that inner structure on the inside.
Yeah,
of the
where his
fender,
is on the outside.
which I got away from that.
The way
You know,
the way that my Kawasaki is set up is it's an outer strut like yours is,
Right.
but I've also got a fiberglass fender on there.
Yours is. Well,
But mine's a Sumac fender, and it's a pretty good quality fender.
Yeah.
You know,
so
you
are
buy
those
stuff-
oldies. So are those
Oldies aren't too bad, yeah. But if you compare a Sumac fender to an oldies fender, you're definitely going to be able to tell the quality difference of them. You know,
I don't know, dude. That
Sumac fender is
That-
fucking thick, bro.
that oldies. Did you not see how thick that oldies fender was?
I don't know
Where the
that I-
mounting points were. Like,
Where are the mounting points were?
dude, the whole top side of that fender, probably about that fucking thick.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's probably about 3/8, if not more thick.
Wow.
The whole top side of that fender.
I didn't realize it was that fucking
That fender's a legitimate fender. Like,
Well, that's the
I
thing. Well, I
couldn't-
got an oldies fender sitting up there in
Right.
the garage there.
Yeah, but that's
where the
also a
fuck
front
it's at.
fender.
Yeah, it's a front fender. Yeah, it's not a weight bearing
front
fender.
fenders,
It's
yeah,
design. But I mean, it's not. I've seen a lot flimsier fucking piles of shit.
oh yeah.
You know,
But I mean,
and for the price that fender was to what it is, it's you get a great bang for your buck on that fender.
oh yeah.
You know, you can paint it and do a good color. You can do a nice custom paint job on it, and you don't have to worry about it flexing and cracking
Right.
and popping your paint.
Right.
You know, it's
And
not going to be one of those.
I don't think you're gonna get a single issue with an oldies fender, despite what you do. If you're doing a back fender, you're gonna get the reinforcements you need. You don't have to worry about it. Even if it's an outer strut bike.
Right.
I mean, oldies. I was seriously impressed with that fender. Like, yeah, it took me 3 months to get it.
Yeah, it took them like fucking 8 weeks to make that motherfucker.
Gee, yeah. You waited.
It was
you
worth
waited
it.
for fucking-
It was worth it because they don't, the size I needed, they don't keep that on the shelf. Like, if I had gone with the regular fucking,
Yeah, you ordered that custom on top of it too, didn't you? Or no?
I didn't. No, it was just the widest they had available.
Well, the thing is,
It was like a 12
the thing
or a
is like I
13,
don't believe that
because
Oldies keeps
They don't.
much in stock. They keep your basic custom or your basic,
Your basic.
customs,
Right.
but a lot of the stuff, I think if they don't keep it in stock.
Right.
But
I mean,
they've got the molds for
you-
it, so when they say they're gonna
Yeah.
make it, they can whip out their buck, blow their fucking fiberglass in it, make it, ship it.
Right.
But you can talk to them and actually have a full-blown custom fender. So like,
Yeah,
if
you
you got an
can get
eyeball
that to
size,
exact specs that you need.
yeah, you can literally call them and be like, yeah, this is exactly what I need, and they'll fucking custom make it for you.
Yeah.
You know,
They got
and
no
it'll probably
problem.
take you like 10 weeks to get it, but
Hey, you know what?
It's like
8
that sign
weeks?
right there. It's like that sign right there.
How long?
You know?
How long did it take you to get that sign?
I don't even want to hear it.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no. I'm just talking about what it says. You know, we offer
right.
we offer 2 types of work. We offer 3 types of work. We got good, cheap, and fast. Pick 2. Well, okay, so you wanted good and cheap. It's not gonna be fast.
Oh fuck no.
You know?
And that's the thing. You know
That's what oldies is.
It's
good.
It was
and
almost
it's cheap.
right.
But they're not fast.
Well, in reality, it's not cheap. I mean, for what you get.
Yeah, but go price out a steel fender or another fender from anybody else.
Well, that's the thing. I could have got a bolt on ready. You know, fucking get it in. Don't even have to fucking hold it up to the frame. Probably wouldn't even have to fucking modify a goddamn thing. Probably just scuff it and spray it from Atlantic Custom Baggers.
I don't know. It's your
Atlantic
I don't know. You look at me.
I
I pull parts out of the fucking. Dude, those
PBR's fucking me up.
those wheels, those wheels that that Tommy Rocket is making me, those hubs that he drilled out for me, and he turned them into fucking from a 40 spoke to a fucking 80 spoke. Well, actually, no,
How much would it
that
cost you for those hubs?
If you can
dude, I literally pulled those hubs out of the back of a 1949 5-window Chevy truck that was going to the scrapyard. There's my buddy Paulie who lives down in Ocala now, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing with these wheels?
Speaking of which, he's coming back to the Brushmasters again.
Oh yeah, he does.
Which
that,
is
yeah.
going to be in Kentucky.
I was thinking, really?
It's in Kentucky this year.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
last year was in Colorado.
Totally going.
No, seriously.
We already talked
I think. Well, last time when I talked to Paulie when he was doing it in Colorado,
Yeah.
it was like $650 a fucking head.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Yeah,
cheap.
but
No.
it includes
Just Polly and
camping.
Brittany.
You can like
No, it's
camp
Paulie,
and shit.
Brittany, fucking Mr. Oz.
Dude,
Yeah, I think Mr. Oz is coming back.
Yeah.
I think Gene might be in this one.
Winfield?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I think he might be in this one.
No.
Darren McKay.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna have to
I
look
don't
into
know. I
that
don't know
because I
who's gonna
haven't.
be there, but I love McKay.
He
Big
just,
fan. Big
yeah,
fan.
he just took over Chuck Cult too
Big.
on Instagram.
Really?
Was he there last year? Was he?
You know what? I don't.
No, I think it
Right
was
now,
fucking.
I'm
Oh, and
drinking,
Sick.
so
The
don't
Sick is, I
ask
think,
me
6
anything.
involved with it too.
Sick?
Yeah, 6713.
Um,
I think it's 6713 on Instagram.
I don't fucking remember.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
The black guy.
Oh yeah, I follow him.
Wait,
No, he does some damn good work.
Dude,
do
he
you
does.
ever watch Mystic Pinstriping?
Uh-uh.
Mystic? That guy's fucking
Dude, you want to know who's a
amazing.
badass fucking?
There's
You want to talk about who's
amazing.
like captivating to watch? Is fucking Loki art.
Yeah, I like
Oh my god, that motherfucker can draw.
Dude, he does some fucking crazy shit, dude.
He'll pull this fucking long straight line down a fucking 1970s fucking Cadillac.
He'll
Lincoln.
pull a fucking
And
straight
then
line down a
out of
fucking dirt
nowhere,
road.
dude, that motherfucker has a fucking 3-inch long by fucking 2-inch wide fucking finely detailed, meticulously detailed little fucking pinstriping section. And it's like, holy fuck, how the fuck do you... Bro, seriously.
Dude, that guy will pull a straight line down a fucking dirt road.
Yeah.
Walking backwards blindfolded.
Dude, he does some fucking crazy shit. Like,
And, you know...
you want like, if you want to talk about doing some pinstriping, like that's the fucking guy. Like he fucking
Right.
does some
New
fucking
age,
shit,
yeah.
dude.
L-Bugs.
I don't follow him, no.
I think...
Dude, Bombshell does some nice shit though. Like you gotta give it to her. Like,
Dude, she's fucking amazing.
yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And I like...
you get some of the collab work between Bombshell
And Mr. Oz. Dude, Bombshell and Mr. Oz do a lot together.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do.
And they
But,
fucking
I mean,
do.
like,
Some of the shit they fucking knock out is insane.
a lot of
dude.
shit. A lot of the shit recently has been between Brittany and Polly,
Yeah.
and like even their work.
Oh yeah. Dude, the thing is like Brittany didn't know how to do anything. Like she was a watercolor girl. She did all watercolors
Oh,
before.
really?
Yeah. And Polly taught her how to fucking like he like gave her the basics of like how to airbrush, how to pinstripe. Dude, she took that motherfucker and ran like she stole it, dude.
She had a good teacher.
Dude.
Here's my slip-ons. Look at them. And I'm like,
Dude. And if they're going to Kentucky this year, I might really have to
Did a couple
fucking.
there, Jeff.
dude.
I might have to fucking because I haven't
You
seen them in a
should
while.
go.
It's well,
We're
fuck,
not.
dude. It's probably been.
It's a monetary
They-
issue.
they
Who the
showed
fuck
up.
has the money? I mean,
I don't care
last
about
time
money
I seen
anymore,
Polly and
so
Brittany
whatever.
was
No.
fucking just after I moved in here. So yeah, it's probably been fucking close to 2 years since I seen those two. You know, because they stopped by at Christmas. Yeah, just after I moved in here. So I'd probably literally lived here for probably fucking maybe a month when they stopped by for Christmas. So 2 years ago, yeah. So yeah, if they're going, and like Paulie was begging me, he's like, dude, he's like, come to Kentucky or come to Colorado, come to Colorado. I'm like, bro, that's
Dude, it was
far.
good. You were
Just
talking
go to
about that.
Florida even, just come out there and hang out with them anyway.
Well, I know, and the thing was,
Talking
like, I
about
was hell
those,
bent on
you
trying to go to Florida, but every time I fucking save up money, something would fucking happen, and I'd have to spend that goddamn money.
Right.
You know, so
You got that's the
Oh, you need one too?
yeah.
kind of the standard of life. though.
I didn't know I was gonna be a bartender.
Come on, beer man.
Oh yeah,
You save
absolutely.
money up and then
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Tips are appreciated.
Yeah.
But
Right?
What?
so if they're coming to fucking, I might have to look into it. I might have to fucking save the $650 and fucking.
Jody just did.
Is it $650 or did you know what price is? Did somebody look it up?
She had her phone open. Let's see how
I'm
quick she
sorry.
is.
No, I'm talking to my
You're in,
cousins.
Kentucky.
Hold on,
I
I
have no
got
idea. This is the
in
first I've
law.
heard of it being in
Okay.
Kentucky. I have
Hold
no
on.
Yeah,
fucking
it is.
clue.
Let me get out. Son of a bitch.
Petrulia.
This is the chaos of Circus 66.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Throw a few beers in the mix and all goes.
All hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yep.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. All right. Rushmaster Getaway. Next event. Kentucky Custom Paint Hee Haw. September 12th to the 15th.
Okay. So we still got some time.
Purchase tickets on our website. Out here. All right.
See what we're looking at.
See how long it takes to fucking bring this up.
Did they say what who's gonna be on there? What painters?
Let me, 4-day workshop will include a true hands-on experience focusing on pinstriping, hand lettering, sign painting, airbrushing, gold leafing, lowrider,
There we
and
go.
custom graphics. I bet you they tell you not to use pen.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. I don't know why I thought that would cover.
So the brilliance of
From 14 of the world's best custom painters.
Wow, 14, huh? Holy shit.
14.
I think there was like 6 or 7 last year.
When
I'll tell you
and
what, we all learned a
where?
lot of
Like
lessons
camp
over the
and
course
shit,
of this
and
last
I'm
year
all
working on our
down.
bikes.
Yeah, we learned it. But dude, and that's the
Dude,
thing
we
is,
can take
the-
your
the fab
overlander.
work.
Georgetown,
Right.
Kentucky.
Georgetown, Kentucky.
Georgetown,
Where's it at? Look it up on your phone. How far is that from here? Because I think Louisville's.
Not that
I think
far.
Louisville's like fucking 6 hours.
I don't even know.
I think Louisville's only 6 hours from here.
Event grounds. Trigger Concept Paint Farm. Oh, hold on, wait. Hills of the South to Georgetown, KY. Stamping Ground, Kentucky. Stamping. Look up Stamping Ground, because that's.
Well, hold on.
I didn't. I thought they were just making a pun or a
Oh.
joke of some sort. No, Stamping Ground.
5 hours, 18 minutes.
Oh fuck,
Stamping
dude.
Ground.
I don't know why you wouldn't
Here we go.
That's easy enough.
Look up.
Georgetown's close enough.
Look up Stamping Ground.
Stamping ground. Dude, there's a Kentucky's got some weird names, dude.
Hotel.
Remember when we went down to
Please
fucking?
note, if you're camping, campers may move in on September.
Alright, 317
What's
miles
it
or
say for
something like
overland
that.
vehicles?
5 hours and 28
Find a
minutes.
price
That
yet?
ain't
Wherever
nothing,
the
dude.
fuck we want.
Right?
Camping
Find a price
shit.
yet on what the tickets were?
Paulie told me it was $650 last year. That was when they were in Colorado. I don't know what they're doing this year.
Tickets range from
priced out
$4.49
stuff
to
this year.
$8.99.
$8.99. Woo.
Probably depending on what kind of course
Yeah.
you're taking. when
Right,
you're there.
right. Well, if they
Well,
obviously.
No. You got.
Actually,
It's not so much about the courses. It's more so the experience.
Right,
Well, right, but I'm saying
Like
like,
$8.99 will get you
Seriously.
VIP with
Gotcha.
every single.
right.
VIP $8.99. Here, let me.
fuck it, let's
4-night host hotel stay,
I don't want to.
hotel to event shuttle service,
Oh
I don't
damn.
want that.
unlimited use of all grounds, VIP goodie bag, instructor signed event poster. So every
Oh,
one
that's
of those
cool.
14 event.
Does it say what artists are gonna be there?
15 sponsored raffle tickets, 20 when you include gold.
And it says sold out.
No.
No, it's not yet, I don't think.
Does it?
VIP sold out.
Oh, the VIP.
Oh,
I
VIP.
want VIP.
VIP only one-on-one instructor time.
Wonder if I can get VIP with your mom.
I'm willing. I'll sign her up right now.
Mhm.
Does
At
she have
least
to
she can
pay?
push mow.
Oh, dude, did you see that shit?
Damn
Dude,
right I
have you
did.
ever used a push mower?
You talking about a real
I do
mower?
every day.
Oh my god,
Not
no,
every
it's
day,
A
but-
push
horrible.
mower or a real
It's
mower?
horrible.
Wait.
I
Push
used a
mower.
push mower
Oh.
last week.
I got two of them sitting right
There
there.
was no bunny. There was no turtle.
She doesn't understand the concept of
I
walking
had
behind
actually
something on a
push
machine
it.
you have to use.
I had to
I don't have to
actually
drive
push
this
it.
thing?
Yeah, and
I was
here,
crying.
Like,
The
oh my god,
gold-
it was a mess.
Her mom's
Here-
laughing.
here's what you
She's
get.
dying after doing push
She
mower years.
was.
I know.
I'm
I was
listening.
cracking up.
I'm listening.
Bitch.
Here's
I'm gonna tag her in this so she knows
You
you're watching.
should. You should.
You talking about Lenora?
Honestly, I think she
No,
called
Linda.
her that on
No.
the video anyway.
My other mother. My
Hold on,
mom.
wait.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Don't forget to timestamp this. But if we're tagging her mom,
That
Don't
just sounds
forget-
wrong.
hour and 38
I
minutes.
don't even know where this
don't
is going.
forget to not edit out the drug issue. we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about earlier.
Yeah.
I don't have a drug issue. There's
Oh, there
not
he
a
is.
drug issue. There's not a drug issue. I don't even know what you're talking about. You guys are crazy.
All right,
You guys are crazy
this is
people.
the other ticket, the
You
gold
make
Which
ticket.
brings us to our
Crazy
next
stuff.
issue. Don't smoke crack.
I don't smoke crack. I don't smoke crack. I don't. Never did.
The
I know
other
what it
ticket
looks like.
available is the gold ticket. So you only have two options this time.
Motherfucker.
Last time there was three.
Okay.
I don't remember what the options were other than VIP because it's been so.
Well, last
it's been
year
a
was the
fucking
first year for the Brush
Last year,
Masters.
yeah, last year was
Yeah,
the
but
first
they
year.
had
But-
all kinds of camping. It was like 3 days. And you had like
Yeah.
together and
Well, it was whatever you wanted. I mean, you had three
know.
different ticket
Well, at
options.
this rate, I guess we better start playing the
I
lottery.
don't even care right
But
now.
no,
I
this-
just- I'm
Well,
excited-
This is the other
I'm excited
ticket.
to go on a trip. I don't even fucking care.
Well, this is the other ticket
Well, a lot of
option.
people here, boys.
It's
And lady.
$450.
I will totally pay for you.
Access
Sugar
to
mama.
Right?
Yeah, isn't that nice? He's got a sugar.
fucking internet.
Yeah. Got that cougar money.
Damn.
Why not? Can I say that out loud though? He's supposed to be.
All right, for four.
Yeah, right. Everybody knows he
You
can't
blew
pay
it.
his truck insurance.
Just
I
read.
tell you what, I'll
Just
go ahead.
Read.
I will go ahead and show you my next check when it comes in.
Honey, I don't want to see your next check because I don't want anything to jeopardize my future decisions.
Ha!
Keep that to yourself.
Well, you
no,
already
I'm
made
just
that
teasing.
decision.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. It's not. I'm not a sugar. No. We're nothing. We're friends.
Looks
So
like
how
you're
about that
walking
Brush
back to your
Masters
car.
getaway?
So anyway, this trip
So-
you not to pay for.
You're right.
Who gives a fuck?
You're right.
Fucking internet.
We are so much more than friends.
Fuck buddies.
What?
I am not editing that up.
That is not what happened.
What
That's
happened?
not
To,
what you said.
what about
last
that
night.
protein shake earlier?
Hey,
Black.
it wasn't
What
last
happened to the
night.
Circus 66 podcast?
It wasn't last
It
night.
was
It was
on
2 nights
YouTube.
ago. Get your shit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not getting edited out either.
So anyway, so for the gold ticket, $450, you get access to all workshops, unlimited shower use.
Oh, that's nice.
Just in case you're worried about being around stinky fuckers.
Bonus.
Sponsored goodie bag. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't care.
Sponsored
I like
event T-shirt. So it's gonna say Brushmasters on it.
Spent all this money, all I got was
Love
a fucking
it.
t-shirt.
Free camping with lanyard.
Love camping.
Oh damn! Get a lanyard. Fucking A.
Fucking
yeah, I
That's
want a
better than a
lanyard.
t-shirt.
3 MAC
Love
paint
lanyards.
brushes. It
Oh,
doesn't say whether
Wait,
they're
do you
fucking.
want?
they'll probably give you a fucking 00, 000, and probably a fucking.
Right, I can go get the fucking same kit for $20
From
at
Harbor
fucking
Freight.
Finish Masters.
No.
Well, whatever.
No,
You ain't getting MAC brushes at
No.
Harbor, right?
Yeah,
sure.
I've
right.
never seen one.
What the fuck?
You
are
you
you?
get an event flyer. Holy shit! I bet you.
Hey,
Right.
don't knock it.
This is turning into a shit show. Hold on, let me go
I'm
to the glove box of
sensing
the truck and get
negativity.
20
Right.
of them.
Hey, do they have a?
Let's not talk shit about it.
Right.
I'm excited about
Really?
the fucking event flyer, by the way. I fucking love flyers. That shit's gonna go in my car and I'm never gonna take it out.
5 sponsored
People are
raffle
bitching.
tickets. I really want to know what these raffle tickets are for.
Raffles?
And you
Duh.
get. What's up for raffle? I mean, are we-
it's a
are we
surprise.
getting-
They're
are-
not gonna tell you today.
are we getting fucking artist artwork? I mean, that'd be fucking sweet as fuck.
Oh,
Hold
honey,
on,
I'm
wait.
making
This,
one of
last
those.
but not least,
No.
this is I wholeheartedly believe this. Experience of a lifetime.
Oh, for
Actually,
sure.
Screw everything else. That's what I'm going with.
But
For,
that's a,
so that's and that's
Experience
what,
of
what is that?
lifetime.
That's for
Why?
$450.
for $450, you get an experience of a lifetime for 14 different artists in the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
$450?
Does
How much
does
would
it
you
tell
get?
you who the fucking artists are?
I didn't look that. Give me the
God damn
Let's see
it.
if we can fucking find it. I don't want you fucking my shit up. It's already fucking cracked from mounting your goddamn tires.
Is that how
Because
that
you're the
happened?
dumbass that dropped it.
Ooh, that's how that happened.
I
After
didn't
you
drop it.
stems everything else off the truck.
Screw you, I'm going
Instructors. Hold on, wait. Instructors.
Insert that video here.
Dude, that'd be fucking great.
So if I
Hey, my shit fucking. Fuck this. Oh, he's back.
That was his
Yeah, you
fault.
like that?
Dorks.
That was his fault.
I claim
I
full
was
responsibility for that
watching
one.
Nope.
Hey boys, let's drink some beers and go for a walk.
I
Okay.
finally messaged them. I was like, you guys are fucking dorks.
What
He's
the
like,
fuck are you
We
doing?
found our own.
Are you serious?
Okay.
Find our own jungle.
Holy
gym
shit. Hold on, wait.
Well-
Let's go through the list here. You all know this one. Brittany Thomas.
Okay.
Right.
Bombshell.
Yeah.
Michael Ramirez. That's Buck Wild.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude, this is a
That's a good one.
This is a Paint Huffers lineup right here.
Wow.
Ugh.
All right, yep.
Come on.
Better.
Faster.
Can you read?
I can read
Apparently not now.
Masanobu?
Okay, he completed his...
Center Roots
Yeah.
on Instagram?
Is that Instagram or is that? Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming
Center
so.
Ridge.
There's
Sorry, I did not mean to fuck up your name, and I know I did. From Toyota Japan. Man, I'm on a fucking roll now. You're welcome.
Brought to you by PBR.
I want to thank my sponsors, Trojan Condoms, PBR, Patch Blue Ribbon.
It's kind of the same thing.
Well, yeah, I know. Trojan Condoms and Patch Blue Ribbon are not the same thing.
No,
I'll be
PBR.
back.
They're good sponsors to have.
Right.
Yeah.
God, that
right.
would be nice, right?
Keeps from having to deal with little fuckos.
Yeah. So who else is on there?
Josh Culver from Culver Customs.
Culver Customs, yep, okay, I follow him.
I really need to fucking learn how to use this fucking phone. Jen Hallett. From Jen Hallett Art.
Okay, I don't know her.
I don't know her either. Tidwell. Art Boy Tidwell. Yeah, he's going to be there. Gerald Tidwell.
Sure, that name sounds familiar.
He's a pretty fucking looking artist.
Okay.
Jesse Madera. The Painting Buzz on Instagram. At The Painting Buzz. It's kind of interesting. Jim
McShay.
Jim McShay. Wild guess.
Jim McShay?
Jim McShay.
Oh, what do you mean wild? Guess what?
Who he is on Instagram?
Jim McShay?
Well, McShay Jim _ art. Motherfucker does
Seriously,
grave digger
guys?
shit.
Oh, okay.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Oh, fuck, there you go.
Seriously.
I don't know if it gets
Yeah.
any more legit than that if you're doing gravedigger paintings.
Right? Beth Kearney.
Yep, I love her.
Little Dame Stripes.
I
Looks
don't
like
know.
she
It's
does
like,
some good art.
can I say Uber? I'm Uber excited. Uber excited.
Why couldn't you
I've
say
never,
Uber?
I don't think I've ever
Like
used
Uber-
that word.
The word Uber, which is
It's like extreme. I don't like
German,
use
yeah,
that word
like-
either.
German.
But,
It's a fucking German word for that fucking shit.
Is it?
I don't even understand
Are
how
you
they
German?
fucking came about. Maybe.
Hast du eine Hund?
Dude, I haven't fucking smoked that shit since high school. Don't even try that shit.
I just asked if you have a dog.
Like I said, I ain't smoked that shit since high school. Since 2004.
You're fucking old.
Oh, fuck you all. Seriously, fuck you all.
Yeah, you
Coming
did it
from
to
the-
yourself now.
Yeah.
From the girl who got carded for smokes. Not that I smoke, because I don't smoke, Dad. It's Christie's. I was buying for her.
Across the street from my house?
Yeah.
Darren McKeague art.
McKeague.
Sorry fucking Reed.
What is that
put a disclaimer in
I almost
the
choked
video.
to death.
Corey, Mr. Oz.
Okay, I've got some of his art.
Yep. He's gonna be there.
He's fun to talk to.
Paul Thomas.
Oh,
Polly.
there you go.
Polly Deluxe.
Polly Deluxe. Yep.
Vanessa Power. Signs of Power on Instagram.
Okay.
She looks like she's pretty creative.
What else we got? This is the longest list of fucking artists.
I know,
I've ever
right?
fucking-
That's why it's totally worth it.
This-
It's like
this-
$500.
I know.
This is the last.
He took the
artist.
phone from me. What? Who's
Sorry.
it?
Taylor Nagel? Top Shelf Signs on Instagram.
Oh, I love
I
Top
have
Shelf
not seen
Signs.
them, yeah.
You don't follow Top Shelf Signs? You really should. They're amazing.
Dude,
No,
I'm-
seriously, I really should. He's a fucking local. He's out of Bay City.
Yes,
No
he
shit.
is. Yes,
Top Shelf
he is.
Signs out of Bay City. I really need to fucking follow her.
True story. Oh,
I'm-
no.
oh.
You know what? In
I'll
fact,
send you
I
the
am
link
going
right
to
now.
fucking rectify this right now.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to
Yeah.
send you the link right now.
Please,
I'm
What-
on it. Do you
who-
need
what is
one?
he on
Do you
Instagram?
need a
Into the
link?
list.
Top Shelf Signs.
Top
At
Shelf Signs on
There's
Instagram?
nothing,
All right. Well.
I. I'm
Okay,
gonna-
I guess I don't really have to send you a link because all you have to do is.
Is it
type
just
in.
top shelf?
Top Shelf
I found it
Signs.
right here.
Yep.
Follow. We're on it.
Follow. Oh,
Hand painted
I can't
signs,
believe
hand
you guys
drawn,
haven't
bright
found
colors,
him
Bay City,
before.
Michigan. Fucking A, dude.
see, but we're talking about signs, hand lettering.
Yeah, basically like that
Pins-
one land right there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about here. But I mean,
Yeah,
this is
but I
something.
need to brush up on my hand lettering. I'm not
Yeah,
where I
but-
want to be with it.
We're panel. We're more into the fucking low rider, the panels. I'd love to be.
Which
able to,
actually, you know, I got into that paneling shit because of fucking Polly. Because of Polly Deluxe. He
Yeah,
got
he's
me into
pretty-
that, you know.
You're the one that got me into it. I mean,
Talking about for like the work you done in your fenders and stuff,
Oh,
kind of
that's
paneling. or-
adorable.
Yeah, well, it was because of
yeah, the whole
him.
fucking low rider thing.
Yeah, because he started painting helmets when we worked back when we were working in Davison together.
Well, that-
He started doing all that stuff because Polly's as long as actually Polly's been a pinstriper. Tub actually taught Polly or got Polly into pinstripe. I don't know if he necessarily taught him, but he showed him the ropes of how to pinstripe. And then Polly moved out to California. And
Really?
yeah, and ran with it. Yeah, he moved out to California. He lived out in California for a few years. And that's actually where he met Brittany at.
Out in Cali?
Yeah, because they were both going to school out there.
Where did you go to school?
I don't know, maybe Wild? I don't fucking know.
Is
That's in
there,
Colorado.
No.
Wyoming.
No.
No, I don't know. There's some school in fucking California that they went to.
You know what?
Pennsylvania.
Well, it's in Wyoming.
The
The original-
I think Biotech
the original
and like, UTI all
location.
have campuses out in California.
That
too.
might be.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
in
know.
Wyoming.
I don't think UTI.
Yeah,
I don't know if
like,
UTI
yeah.
does.
But I think they had
Like
at one point.
Where'd you go?
Biotech.
Brittany's actually from fucking
Yeah,
Jersey.
it's like Wyoming
Okay.
or Pennsylvania.
And she
There's one in Florida. I
was
think,
going
at
to
the
Florida
time.
or going to
There was
school
one
in fucking
Texas.
California,
There might
and that's
have
where
been
she
two
met
in
Polly
California.
at.
Do you know about that?
I don't fucking
And then-
remember.
I
Polly,
just feel going.
out of some fucking stroke of fucking miracle, somehow started dating her and convinced her to move back here to fucking Flint.
No,
Was
that's
she
not
already
right.
into
We're good.
all that pan work, or did he bring her?
Well,
into that too?
she was more. I believe when he met her, she was doing upholstery,
Okay.
which she still got a good hand in.
Right.
Which
Well,
I
she
need
does
to
those
get back
little
into.
slip-ons and stuff too, which is
Dude,
like,
I knew
Yeah.
this guy.
But that was what she was. She was.
Yeah.
I believe she was going to school for upholstery, and you know. So then, I mean, after you know, as the relationship progressed, you know, they fucking,
Yeah,
you know, he got her into
She
painting and
does.
stuff.
Remember
Cause she
I-
does watercolors and shit too, which she was really good at. And
Remember, I had that
you
industrial.
know, so
console?
it's like. It's just a progression, you know, and she's gotten better. And Polly kind of showed her how to pinstripe and then how to paint and actually use a paint gun and shit.
It's wild.
And like I said, she took it and she ran with it like she fucking
Yeah.
stole
well,
it.
they're both phenomenal artists.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
So
Polly,
they worked-
Polly got to start from Tub,
Right. So they worked,
and then
that was
Brittany got her start from Polly.
It wasn't
Wait.
they started on their own, but they took it and went so far.
Polly
with
got
it.
his start from Chubb.
Yeah. Tub showed,
Tommy.
yeah, back in the fucking days of Deuces Wild, in Flint. That was way before our time. You asked Tommy Rocket about fucking Deuces Wild.
We might as well bring him in.
Wait, which Tommy are we talking about?
Tub. There's Tub and there's Tommy Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them. We're talking about both of them.
Yeah,
at this
we're actually
point.
talking
Yeah,
about
I
both
guess
of
we
them.
are, aren't we?
Yeah.
You said ask Tommy Rocket though about it.
I
Yeah.
don't know about those.
Tommy's been in that whole scene for
Yeah.
how long? Forever.
11 something.
Yeah.
See, my thing was, I was always around the fucking old man cars. You know, you either had the fucking...
When I met Tub,
I love old men.
I
love old men.
don't even know if he was wearing a shirt. I think he had a pair of coveralls, and I know he had a blue mohawk. That's when I met Tub.
Sounds about right.
And that
I was
was
just going to
in...
say that exact same
That
thing.
was in 2000,
Sorry.
and that was at Autorama. In 2011. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he just had a pair of coveralls on with no shirt and a fucking blue mohawk.
That's funny.
And he was pinstriping.
Right. See, I've always seen the pinstriping stuff. I've always been around the fucking single-color cars, nothing major done to it.
Right.
Maybe a modernized interior, or your basic two-tone, factory-style two-tone paint jobs. I was, you know, up until I got into fucking Biotech.
But like we were talking earlier, you know, all them fucking TV shows, when they put Jesse James on TV, when they put, you know,
Fucking
fucking
Jesse
Orange County
James.
Customs, when they put fucking, or Orange County Choppers,
Man of many talents.
Dude, that man.
all
I
those guys,
love that
fucking
man.
Boyd Connington, they came out with Monster Garage, they had Motorcycle Mania, all that shit.
Woody Cunnington's in great.
When that shit hit back in the early fucking 2000s, is when shit came to life. Because like I said before that, all we had was just magazines.
It was a very,
Right.
very underground.
Well, yeah, exactly, it
thing
was.
at the time. So yeah,
Right.
when you
And
Well,
you're saying the same fucking thing I said, and you weren't even here earlier.
Right.
So, you know,
You had to know somebody that was in that underground
Right,
shit
exactly.
in order to fucking know about
And
it.
it, like I said before, it was all in the magazines, so it was just pictures. So you never seen the shit in action. And it wasn't until all that stuff became mainstream on television as when it fucking blew up.
I think Boyd Connington's probably the best reference you could have brought up with that. Jesse
I
James as
don't
well.
know.
Jesse James is
Well, Jesse James was a
No,
chopper
ours-
builder. He was a motorcycle
Right,
builder.
but he's also-
then
he's
Boyd
a-
Connington was a car builder.
he was a classic custom style pinstriper car builder.
But look
of
at
that
Jesse
sort.
James.
Well, Boyd
That
Connington
fucker
wasn't
doesn't
really
send
a
shit
pinstriper.
out. He
But he
actually
was
does
that
it all.
style more than Jesse James was.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Time.
Jesse
What
James
did
was a
you say?
fabricator. He's just straight
Boyd
fabricator.
Connington at the time was more of the classic car custom pinstripe.
Because Boyd
old
Connington
school
could
stuff
actually
than-
paint.
than
I don't know
Jesse James
if
was.
Jesse James
Yeah.
can actually paint.
Gotcha.
No, he's a fabricator.
Jesse
He's a metal
James is an
fabricator.
amazing fabricator.
Oh,
fuck yeah.
And what I love about him is that he doesn't send his shit out. You watch that other show?
Which one?
Yeah, the other show? Orange County or whatever.
Orange
it
County
is.
Choppers? Yeah.
Yeah, and
American
they send
Choppers,
their
yeah.
shit out and they have it brought back
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
So-
they don't
No.
have. No.
Yeah, no,
Jesse
those.
James fucking does it all.
Well,
And-
Well,
and he's
well,
like
no,
the
no,
most
no, no, no,
down-to-earth
no, we
man
don't. No, we
I've ever
don't.
met.
No, we don't. Jesse James is not a painter.
Well, no, I'm not talking about paint. I'm talking about like fabricating though. That fucker doesn't have to. He doesn't have to ask for favors or pay for anything.
No, and that was the
If
thing.
he
Is,
wants something built, he builds it.
well, that was the
Yeah.
thing is
And it,
when
it
he
fascinates
had
me, his talent.
when he had
Are
when he
you
had
sure
Yeah.
he's not a painter?
Jesse James.
Yeah.
You can't say no much about
There's
I'm
his
pretty
never,
sure
there's
he's-
never any reference to him painting
yeah.
anything.
But
I
That I've never
have,
seen
but
or
that
heard
doesn't
of.
mean he's not a painter.
True. But again, I've never heard
Well,
of
he-
anything
Is it
or
is it
read.
something that he doesn't?
If
But Jesse James, I have a question for you. Can you paint? And in order to settle this
I'm sure I can
conversation,
paint.
right? I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
trying to
fine.
call anybody. I'm not trying to call him out.
It's a curiosity. we
Maybe,
haven't seen.
yeah. They
if he
haven't
can
seen
paint,
it,
he's never displayed it to the public.
right?
It's never been publicized at all.
And why? You know, does he just not like to do it? Is it something he doesn't bother?
He might, as
Maybe
far as I
That's
know,
my question.
as
Yeah,
far as
'cause
I
he has
know,
so
that
much
he's
time.
just a fucking. He is just a fabricator.
A builder, fabricator.
You know,
yeah.
he's a metal artist.
But he's
And there's
a-
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's
I mean,
not.
There's absolutely
No,
nothing
there's not.
wrong with that.
But
Yeah,
what,
no,
the
but
reason
he's
I said that was
highly
because she said that fucking
respectable.
Orange County Chopper sends all their shit out.
No,
They send
I,
out if they need a fender or something. They get
Well,
a
yeah, a
fender
lot
in,
of shit.
and
Yeah,
then
they
just
get like
put shit
Milwaukee
together.
iron and shit. Yeah.
He fucking builds.
Oh, yeah, no,
everything.
absolutely. No,
He,
I'm not gonna
like,
take that from you. No,
fabricates everything
That
he
is true.
wants.
I mean, there at
love
one
that
point,
man, and
they
I
were
respect
having-
Well, the
him
thing
more
is
than
that
any other
man,
wrestler
like,
out there.
he built his
You
own
what?
fucking.
So Jesse, in case he heard that, you love him.
He knows I do. I've emailed him.
He
We've talked.
would.
He knows.
He had. I don't know
Jesse.
if he still does,
What up,
but he
Will?
used to have his own machine, where he'd go out with a block of fucking aluminum, this fucking big, and mill his own set of wheels out of it right there in his shop. You know, he literally had everything to build that entire bike, short of painting it. You know, that was the only thing that he didn't do was paint.
Wow. motherfucker's amazing.
You know?
I
That's the
actually
only
tried
thing we
to
did
get
not
him to
see.
adopt a
But-
King Corso.
but
That
you-
happened.
but you
I'm
can't-
pretty
you can't-
sure he had it all sent
You
out.
can't say that.
Like, in all honesty, I've watched, Orange County choppers struggle cutting up and trying to form a fender that wasn't meant for.
I don't want to
that
say
wide a
anything
tire.
that'll offend anyone.
Well, who gives a fuck?
I'm not an Orange County fan at all.
Neither am I.
I cannot
mean,
stand them.
they.
Whatever.
Neither can I. But they were. You cannot ignore the fact that they were a big name.
Oh yeah,
No, yeah,
And the
here's
they're
job-
the thing,
obviously
but
doing something right,
as
whether
far
you
as
like them or
they-
not.
They,
I
yeah,
don't
they
respect
built
them.
something to
Right.
get attention.
But that's not the point. I mean, you're talking about. I've watched them. Struggle to make fenders. I've watched them make fenders without a problem. I've watched them struggle to make gas tanks. I've watched them make gas tanks without a problem.
Now you want to
Right.
get almost into the more custom stuff. And
Then my biggest issue
Sacred
was
Steel.
my biggest issue with
Yeah,
Orange
those
County
guys.
choppers.
Well, the thing is,
How busy were they that they had to send out their frames? Really? I mean,
What do you
They
mean?
were-
What do you mean
that
send out their
fucking-
frames?
their frames weren't made
it's-
in house.
No, they never did.
Right.
No,
Not
that's
one
the thing I'm
time did they
saying.
ever make a frame in
Say,
house.
if you watch Jesse James, like on TV or
Jesse
whatever,
Ja-
he fucking did everything from the ground up. He did it all, except for okay, paint. Maybe he didn't paint.
Well, no, I'm
And
not
he
busting
did
his
have
balls
people
about
that
that.
worked
No,
for him
no.
and shit.
It was just a
But
curiosity.
you saw
But
that
it's just the
shit,
thing.
though.
It's.
I don't.
I don't know
think
if you want
Orange
to take
County
anything.
choppers did
If you want to
shit.
take anything from one
And
from
I'm
one
gonna
builder
give
to
a-
another, because regardless, they all built amazing
Who
shit.
gives a fuck?
But it was
I don't
all on
think they're
different
shit
levels.
either.
Right,
You'll have
you know?
respect for what they have
different niches
done.
and everything, you know,
I
kids
And the
that
thing
build
was, is like,
fabricators.
I do
like-
like the dad though,
The
because that's
so Jesse James
totally
took
me
pride
when I'm
in
old.
actually
Not
building
old.
every aspect of that bike,
Right.
where the Orange County guys were more or less, they were kind of
It was the
theme
drama.
bike.
It was the drama too.
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
drama
for the
was
show,
like-
yeah.
the show
Yeah.
aside, the show aside, I'm
drama,
talking about the
though.
bikes. They were more of a themed
Yeah,
bike.
they did do a.
So, and their clients wanted like a themed bike.
Yeah.
You had a few
Their
of them
clients
that-
didn't give a fuck about the sheet metal work.
You know what? They
Where-
were more
where-
theatrics.
Where Jesse
That's-
James
that's
was
really what
all
it-
about,
that's where the show was,
building
was
the
the
actual bike itself. He wanted the character in every aspect of the bike.
And that's why
You know?
his show was I hate to say it because it shouldn't have been just like Sacred Steel.
It was a fucking flop, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
really-
Because people
It's-
didn't want
because it was real. People don't want real.
Right.
They want drama.
Right.
I mean, look at how long Orange County Choppers
Wait, what
lasted.
part was a flop?
Huh?
Sacred
Orange
Steel.
County
The
went
show.
on for a
The
while.
show.
Yeah,
The
no.
show
It went
itself.
for a while.
Jesse James's show
Yeah,
was a
that's
flop.
so-
Why?
it was-
Because
it
it's
did-
real.
Actually,
yeah, I know,
because
it's
it was fucking real.
And the fucker
Sacred
worked his
Steel.
ass off.
That
And
was
you saw it
fucking
from-
real.
Yeah,
Bring that shit back.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's fucking real. But no, people want fucking drama. People want the fucking tunnel.
But see, I
Why?
don't like
Because you got
that.
senior and junior fucking arguing with each other in the fucking office, breaking doors, throwing fucking
Throwing shit.
throwing
against the
fucking
wall,
chairs
shit
through
up.
fucking
Right.
windows.
Yep.
Why? Because it's fucking drama. People want fucking drama. They don't want
See,
the
and the
fucking
thing
real
is,
shit.
it's like,
See,
and the
but
thing
who-
is with the fucking,
What are we talking
with
about,
Sacred
though?
Steel,
Because anyone who really appreciates
The
art
masses.
form of it
The fucking
doesn't
masses.
care about the drama of it.
The masses don't care about the art form though. They just want the fucking drama. People want to tune in and go, ah, that's funny.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch
Reality
people
TV.
act like assholes. I don't want that.
I don't
want to
either.
see
That's
what
where
they are
YouTube comes into
capable
play.
of.
Right.
That's where
You're in the wrong
YouTube comes
circle
into
of
play.
friends.
I
know?
really like Jesse James because I can watch
Well,
what
see,
he's
that's the thing.
capable of.
I don't
Right.
care
And
to
when
watch
he
it
had
because I
that
live
whole
Well, right.
other, he's had,
Right.
you know.
it. I know what it
Sure.
is. I know how it's done. And you know what? Even though I live it, it's still real. None of it's staged. None of it's scripted.
No, right.
Right.
That's why it'll never be on TV either.
No, but
Yeah.
that's what YouTube's
There might be
for.
a lot of
I don't
fucking
like
drama
that.
in
and
there,
that's where
but it's
YouTube
real
is
drama.
fucking
It's real life. So
So-
it'll never be on fucking TV.
right, and
Are
that's
you
where
talking about
YouTube
the
is
whole-
fucking
No.
running
I
with it
don't know
right
if
now.
it's
They're
gonna
doing a
work. I don't
YouTube
think it's
Red.
gonna work. It's probably
You
not
know,
gonna work.
they're having
'Cause that's cute.
paid subscriptions to television shows with fucking, or with seasons, and it's all shot by somebody with a fucking camera. I mean, yeah, you're talking YouTube Red, you're talking a little bit higher production than what we're doing here,
But you're getting
you
real
know,
shit.
but you're getting real
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
It's
There's no
made
editing,
by
not much-
the actual,
minimal editing, I
the
should say.
creator is the person. You
Right.
are the creator. You're the
Right.
person. You're
Just
the
like,
producer.
Just like this.
Yeah.
Circus 66 is the creator.
Right. And
This
there's
is
no
us. This
big,
is us.
There's no big name behind it.
At our finest
You
way,
know?
because we're sitting down and having a
Big
fucking
names,
conversation.
You know, like
None
I'm
of this
curious.
there's no fucking talking points
Enjoy this.
that we're trying to
Right,
fucking
and
hit.
I'm curious to see what Church is gonna do with his Ghost Ranch that he's coming out with.
Dude, I'm half tempted to get fucking YouTube or
You know?
fucking Red off YouTube.
I've
just because of
I've
that.
seen some previews of like some YouTube Red episodes and stuff of like I've seen some Roman Atwood fucking YouTube Red videos, you know.
Yeah.
And basically it's him running around with a GoPro doing what he does.
That's a real fucker right there.
You know.
If there ever was.
But that's the thing though,
Right.
it's a man with a camera with no huge production crew behind him,
Right.
without Hollywood behind him, doing it, and it's fucking real, and it is what it is. No, he's not building fucking bikes. He just does shit the fuck off. That's what his talent is. But whatever, you know, he's a professional show off. That's what
But
he
at the
is.
same time, that's why we are
But
where we
it's
are now. That's
fucking
why
real.
Netflix has grown so much. That's why
Right.
YouTube Red got created.
Right.
Because people want the real shit now. People are starting to realize that it's reality TV, but reality TV is this. Oh, I gotta say this here at this time, alright. Fuck that shit. You know what? Try to script that shit into it, motherfuckers! Fucking luck of the draw. Damn straight. That was fucking awesome. Can I do it again? Fuck no! Can't even do it by fucking hand. And I did it with the goddamn phone. No luck throwing the motherfucker down.
But yeah, no. So
But no, that's why that shit's up and coming and going hard, because people are getting tired of fucking scripted bullshit. Nobody
Amen
wants
to
the
that.
bullshit drama anymore, because they got enough fucking drama in their goddamn life.
All life, I don't even watch that shit.
right.
So
Hey, I could watch this stuff for
I go to work for
vacation.
9 hours. I get a fucking hour-long break away from the motherfucker that causes the most fucking problems.
And you know what we're
And
doing?
he still
working
comes
my
along
entire
for the
every
fucking
minute.
ride.
But you know what we're doing when we're doing that? We're watching Motor Trend, we're watching Roadkill, and
Right.
even if you wanted to, I don't think you could script that show.
No!
Even if you wanted to.
You know what? The only closest thing to scripting that Motor Trend has, in my opinion, is probably Engine Masters.
And I don't even know if you can script that. They're putting the shit on a dyno.
Right. Right. But halfway through the show, they're reading off a dyno. They're reading a script. It's the dyno numbers, but they're still reading it. That's the only script you get off a Motor Trend.
Right.
Is the fucking dyno numbers. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers are... And granted, Freiberger is a fucking genius when it comes to fucking... all that fucking...
Dude, that guy knows fucking numbers like you wouldn't even fucking believe.
That motherfucker will rattle off part numbers off of parts he's throwing on there. That he just reaches like
Dude.
this, grabs it off a shelf, feels the lobe of a camshaft, and goes, "Oh yeah, this is a Holly Voodoo fucking such and such part number. We're gonna throw it in this fucking motor."
And the thing
Lo
is,
and behold, it's a fucking, you know,
It's not
it's
just-
the cam for that 5.3 he just fucking built.
the thing is, it's not just him though. Fucking Dolchik fucking makes fun of
I
him.
couldn't fucking remember that fucking name.
Yeah. Steve Dolchik.
Sorry, Dolshit.
Dolchik.
I give up.
Sorry, don't
He-
just.
Sorry, Steve.
He makes fun of Freiberger for that exact thing.
Right.
He's like, you can grab that part and be like, oh yeah, fuck, Freiberger probably knows his part number.
Yeah,
Like,
but
he makes
you know
fun
what?
of him for that.
And you know, it's hilarious because I noticed Freiberger makes fun of him. Why? Because he goes to a fucking cabinet, pulls out this thermoquad. We're going to use this thermoquad on this motor. We used another thermoquad out of there for the last motor, but it's a thermoquad.
Right.
That motherfucker loves his thermoquad.
Oh, dude, Dolchik loves thermostats, yep.
I can't even fucking say that last name sober. And here I am drinking.
You're doing great.
Oh,
Sorry, Steve.
Alright, well, I think we should probably wrap this one up.
Where we at?
We're tipping on almost 2 hours.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
It was a fun 2 hours. I
It
don't know.
was,
I
yeah.
just enjoyed watching
Yep.
y'all.
That was pretty good for first podcast.
Talked a lot.
I get to show up right
Sort of,
now.
kinda,
I tried.
See, and this is exactly why
Here's the time.
when we need
I almost messaged you guys. I almost messaged you last night to say, by the way, train's coming.
right?
Oh no.
It's coming from my house
we
to
got
here.
back.
So.
We got back, and as soon as we got back, the train starts going through. It was like, son of a bitch.
I knew it.
waiting.
message
We were
you,
under
by
there
the
like
way,
almost
get off
just
the
hanging
tracks,
out
the
waiting.
train's coming.
I'm not even off. We were underneath the damn thing.
Right?
But I decided, fuck it, you know,
It
you're
was
coming,
awesome.
you deserve to die, so I decided not to.
I got a couple
No,
messages
I
today about that too.
That
Same
wasn't
thing.
serious.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those crazy fuckers laying. Someone's laying on the tracks and
Yeah, that was
down.
me.
Yeah. Monkey barring through the girders underneath a bridge, and you know.
Yep.
That's what we do here at Circuit 66. We blow off some steam, fuck around stupid ways.
Go play on the railroad tracks.
Right.
Yep. But no.
When did you send that?
What's that?
720. Okay.
So
Okay.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up.
yeah, I think we're done here.
Okay.
So it's good.
It's been a fucking blast,
Good
and I'm looking
podcast.
forward to the next one.
Oh yeah. Hopefully the next one will have a lot better production in it. A couple more cameras and
10
Hopefully.
better
more
audio equipment.
Well, I know
So
I think we're definitely going to have fucking better audio equipment for the next one.
Yep.
Another camera? Maybe.
a little
Wanna
bit
chip
more,
in for it?
little bit more professional.
I might
Try
be willing
and
to
take it
do
a little
that.
bit more serious than what we've got going on right now.
With, you know what? After this, I think we might have to fucking bump up the fucking